What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Primetime podcast. It's been a long time. I know. Hopefully, everyone has had a great Christmas going into the new year. I know I have, and hopefully, I'm pretty sure the gangs all have as well. We're all here. Mark, Quez, Arlo, MG should be here within a couple minutes or so. But yeah, before we get started, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. That will always be appreciated. Don't be afraid to share this video as well as we discuss the year of 2025 of pro wrestling. Before I get started, Mark, Arlo, Quez, what's up with y'all? How have y'all been? Has this year treated y'all good?
This year's been great. Can't really complain. I'm breathing. I'm living. Life is still life, and that's pretty much all I got to say about it. It's been a while though. You're right. It's been what, 6, 7. Okay, I didn't mean to say that. Actually, I
Oh my
I,
gosh.
I didn't mean to say that. I hate. I genuinely hate that.
Back
But
into it.
you can't. You know what? It's been a few months. I should have just said that. It's been a few months.
I
Okay.
don't even know Mark. I don't even know what that even. I keep hearing. I don't even know what it means.
Bro, every time I say it, I just feel like I got stupider. I didn't mean the. You know what? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Anybody else want to take over?
That's
Go
how
ahead. Okay.
How's yours going?
Just,
My year's been pretty good. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say cringy mean. What?
What about you, Chris? How you
Um,
been, man?
this year's been interesting to say the least. Some ups, some downs. I'm alive. I'm grateful, and there's been some ups. There's been some disappointments, but never forget Wheezy F baby, and the F is for forgiveness.
Oh Lord, man. Sure. Yeah. You forgive Wheezy. We don't. Um.
Hey,
MG.
I got my Carter 2 vinyls, bro. I forgive him.
Jesus.
Car 6 still
MG.
number
trash.
number one. There it is. Number one.
Number one.
Number one.
Let's go.
We out till I start, people.
Let's go.
What about you, MG? How you been, man?
Life is good, man. I can't complain. Outside of, F ain't the Weezy F baby. The F is not for forgiveness. That's for failure.
I know that
Uh,
too. Yeah, that too.
Whatever.
Not even 5 minutes in.
What?
but anyway, but yeah. Now, last time we did a podcast, I believe the last thing we talked about was the disappointment of WrestleMania this year. That was the last time we did a podcast, and ever since then, I think it's safe to say that the professional wrestling industry as a whole has not been good. Actually, it's been trash. Now I see, look, as someone who's not really a Marvel fan like that, now I see how the Marvel fans felt after Endgame. Because I'm pretty sure after Endgame, that's when the Marvel fans, I'm pretty sure there's some in the chat here can agree, that's when the franchise went downhill, and people feel that's exactly what happened with WWE this year and AEW as well.
You can make an argument Mania 40 was Endgame.
You could, but at least after 40, we still had interesting things to talk about. I mean, we still had CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, and we still had the Liv Morgan, Rhea, and Dominic situation. In 2025, literally nothing went down. Well, I can't say nothing went down, but there was opportunities there that could have made the year special that creative completely fumbled. And there's a numerous things that he fumbled. But before we get into that, if you think 2025, at least outside the ring, has been pretty noteworthy. Actually, a lot of things, interesting things outside the ring happened that you wouldn't think happened, but it did. Like the year started out with Hulk Hogan. We'll get to him in a second. Getting
No
booed
comment.
on Raw.
I'm gonna leave that topic alone.
Oh, don't worry, MG. Don't worry, MG. Don't worry, MG. I had you in mind for one of the topics.
I'm gonna leave the Hulk Hogan one alone. I'm gonna dance around it like J. Cole danced around the kitchen beef.
You had that situation. We had Ricky Starks, now known as Ricky Saints, leaving AEW, going into NXT. We had the whole Jada Parker almost getting canceled situation. We had Mariah May leaving AEW, which was a big top story at the time. Velveteen Dream trying to get back into wrestling, but the fans said hell no. We had the Rock. We had the Rock and Triple H drama leading in to WrestleMania. We had Edge and John Moxley. Edge slamming John Moxley into a fucking spiked bat on live television. That happened this year. We had Shayna Baszler trying to fight Jade Cargill. We had Booker T and Swerve had their back and forth. Kevin Owens, unfortunately, having his neck injury after that great ladder match with Cody Rhodes at Royal Rumble, still one of the best matches of the year, 100%. Javon Evans calling Tony Khan a crackhead in a back and forth with Ricochet on Twitter. Tiffany Stratton being labeled as a racist, and Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte's situation. Roger Jackson, Seth Rollins' injury, West Side Gun and WWE had a back and forth. So there were some noteworthy things that happened outside the ring, but nothing on the main shows. That's pretty fucking sad. But start with Mark, and we'll go with all the way down. How was 2025 for you when it comes to wrestling?
Well, I'm gonna just focus on the in-ring stuff, honestly. But I think things happen. It's just not things that people really wanted to see, or at least like the hardcore fans wanted to see. I don't think the casuals really cared that much, right? Like, because you got the whole Seth thing, you got a couple of more things that happened this year, on both sides of WWE, AEW. Things happen. It just wasn't really what most people wanted when you came from everything that happened from WrestleMania 40. So I would say, like, just all in all, obviously, we had this conversation a few months ago. I've kind of pulled back on following dirt sheets and watching the weekly shows and stuff for the most part. And I would say this year has been pretty mediocre, especially the pay-per-view side of things, very mediocre. Some of the shows were good, but just all in all, pretty mid. Pretty mid. Not bad, not good, just mid.
All right, Arlo, how'd you feel of 2025 this year?
I mean, it's pretty much, I mean, it's been a disappointment overall. You've had some good matches, and I think Cena's run from SummerSlam on has been good. I mean, I did like some of his promos and stuff, but I think you have that. Then you have some, because people, I mean, that whole Naomi stuff was all this year. So I really enjoyed that. Cody's had a lot of good matches and some great matches. But overall, I feel like they're trying to build up new stars now. I think that's pretty evident seeing all the new NXT people on Raw and SmackDown. Because you have all the old guys right now, and But even this year, you didn't really see them like go against each other that much. And a lot of people don't like Jey Uso, so we got a lot of Jey Uso this year as well. I mean, I didn't mind that, but a lot of people don't like it. So, but I think it's been okay. And then there's been some high spots, obviously, but some pretty low spots. And Jelly Roll and Randy Orton's only match in months was that. So it's not great.
Forgot about the Jelly Roll shit. Um, Quez, how was 2025 for you when it comes to wrestling?
Boring. There's been moments where there's been some quality matches. There's been moments where there's been a good promo or two that's been cut, but overall, they had opportunities where they could take the ball, run with it with certain superstars and stories, and they just fell flat. We obviously talk about like the Jey Uso stuff and the Cena stuff into the show or whatever. Those are just like a couple of examples, but it's just nothing was really noteworthy in box office compared to like years past. Like the story they told with like Cody and Roman the previous year, they was able to build that up for like 2 years, finishing the story and whatnot. And they was able to make that into a whole thing stretch into a year and then make it reach its pinnacle point at WrestleMania 40 last year, along with the other subplots that went into it with the bloodline and the Usos and Soul Sokoa and they whole little mini beefs and they stuff going on in between that. You know what I mean? Like they was able to capture a lot of that. This year, I feel like they just hedged a lot of their bets in with the Cena retirement, and then everything else just like fell by the wayside. Where they had like either minimal involvement or minimal interest in like a lot of these stories, and they just hoping that the talent could just carry it the rest of the way. And Triple H just wants to like add a little bit, tweak a little bit here and there, and try to make things more noteworthy. Like not creating good matches and great big stories. It's just moments. This was a moment. This was a moment, but nothing substantial. Nothing that was substantial, and with nothing with great longevity behind a lot of it either. I guess that's just like more so like the philosophy and the mindset of what their operations are this day and age. Creating moments, creating something that's box office as far as like money wise, but nothing box office as far as like success wise with the fans. Because overall, it was a lot more stuff that was bad and negative for the fans' eyes than good. And I'll pass it off to MG after I make this last point too. You guys mentioned that a lot of these upstarts from NXT are coming more and more to the main roster, which is great to see and great to hear about. But I'm gonna say something that's pretty controversial. Triple H can't book and help the superstars from NXT transition to the main roster. When he was with NXT, work with them on that platform, yes, he could because that was like a playground and what he was able to control 100% on with everything. And what Shawn Michaels able to do right now is also well too. But when Triple H is trying to bridge the gap with them coming up to the main roster, he has not been doing such a great job. And he needs to fix that if that's the true goal, trying to build new stars in this era. Because if he really does, that's the same excuse why people didn't like Vince would keep his top stars near or up at the top for too long. And Triple H is doing that too. And that's been biting him in the backside. And that's what I got for now.
Agreed. I definitely agree with that. MG, what's your overall assessment of 2025 for wrestling this year?
I mean, y'all are a lot nicer than me. 95% of it was trash. There's not really much reason to watch the shows on a week to week basis mm, for either company. A lot of pay per views have for WWE have fallen very short of being entertaining. AEW they do marathons of 15-hour pay per views. Basically, it feels like. Um, NXT has been a little bit more consistent in terms of what you're gonna get. Um, but obviously they're having problems with building out their men's division outside of like two names. The women's division has obviously been shining. Um, there's it's not been a good year for wrestling overall. Stars aren't, main roster stars aren't there all the time. They're there, once every blue moon. I think Arlo mentioned it. We haven't seen Randy Orton since SummerSlam. Like, most of these guys are not wrestling on the weekly shows
It's
on
been
Raw,
that long.
Yeah,
Fuck.
that was the Jelly Roll match, right? So yeah. And a lot of these guys aren't wrestling on the weekly shows, so it's almost like, what reason do we have to tune in to the weekly shows? Like, I mean, even a guy like Braun Breaker, who we know his push to the top is coming, it's coming. But ever since that moment happened, can you really think of how many times he's wrestled since the whole turn on Seth? I don't think he's been on a pay-per-view outside of. I don't think he's wrestled outside of War Games, basically.
I mean, could it be? I mean, I'm not saying it is, but could that be that he? Well, he did land on his neck on War Games. Maybe it could be. They could be
Yeah, but
resting
I'm
him.
talking about even before that. Brown, ever since the turn on Seth, he has not wrestled basically outside of War Games. That's the
That is a
only match.
problem.
He has not wrestled on Raw. He hasn't been on the pay-per-views either. If you really think about it, he has not wrestled on a lot of these pay-per-views probably since it's been a minute. Because I don't think he wrestled on SummerSlam. Or did he? Was that the tag match with him and Bronson versus Roman?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Jay?
that was a tag match. That was a tag match. Yeah.
So those are the last two Braun matches I can think of in the last like 6 months, basically. That's it. Jacob Fatu got put on ice for a long time, and then he had the injury or whatever he had, dental work he had to get done.
Well, no,
Gunther,
well, let's not forget. He was also stuck with the Solo Sokola for like half the year.
yeah, and then when he finally got freed of him, Triple H took him off of TV for like 2 months. Completely cooled off his momentum, and then he comes back for the Drew feud, and then he had to leave again for the dental work thing or whatever. Right? Gunther got hurt. Injuries has been another big thing this year too. A lot of people have been getting injured as well. It's just the stars aren't there. Like, they're not giving you a reason to watch the weekly show. I'm not tuning into the weekly shows to watch the low card people every week. It's not entertaining. You don't go to a sports game to watch the third string people play.
I mean, yeah, this is true. That has been a huge problem. That's been a huge problem for months now with WWE. Stars not showing up, and I don't understand why that is. Like, especially with how they jacked up these prices. You're asking these people to pretty much take a mortgage out of their homes to come to these shows, and when the stars do show up, they're only there for one segment, and that's it. It's like,
Yeah.
Can I add something else real quick too? Lack of
Go ahead.
title defenses. Lack of title defenses. How often, especially with your top stars, how often you see them defend their titles? Punk won the title back in what was it, at SummerSlam? Or not? Not some. Well, he won it. Well, he won Saturday Night's main event. Yeah, that was back in November.
Yeah.
Late October,
November,
early
yeah.
November.
So November. How many defenses has he had?
0.
Cody won a world title from Cena back at SummerSlam. How many title defenses has he had?
Has he wrestled Drew twice?
Yes, I think twice.
That's probably it.
2 title defenses since early August.
Yep.
And outside of that exchange where Dom dropped the Intercontinental title to John Cena And outside of his early matches with Styles, how often did he defend the Intercontinental title?
It was a while because he was hurt this year. Right after Mania, he had the was it his shoulder?
Yeah, I think it was the
No, he
shoulder.
I
Yeah.
think he had broken ribs or something. It was something like that. He was hurt though for a lot of his title reign, and then he just got hurt again. So yeah,
Well, so, and there you go again. So it's like anytime these stars have these world titles, like, and shoot, Jay Cargill won a championship a couple months back, and she hasn't defended the title at all yet.
That's also been another problem. Even when the wrestlers aren't injured, that's another problem I've been noticing. Whenever they do win championships, they don't do anything. That was one of the biggest problems with people was complaining about that with EO Sky. When EO Sky won the belt, all she was doing for the most part was just doing backstage promos. Like she was hardly ever wrestling on the shows. Like championship champions in general don't wrestle on the shows. And look, I get the mentality. You want to save that for the pay-per-views. Again, like I said, I've said this a long time ago. Triple H books his shows like 1985 NWA, where the champions never wrestled on the show, and I understand that. But you got to get the people who want to tune in to watch the shows. And one reason they can do that, like you said, Quest, give them random title defenses. Hell, do a random title change. Like give the show a meaning of unpredictability that is greatly missing on these shows now.
You're
Greatly
right. I
missing.
think back to Raw back in the mid 2000s, like in the early mid 2000s. Think of SmackDown back in the early mid 2000s, where you would have a world title change that was super rare on a TV match on SmackDown or Raw. That just really, and that would really shake things up. Like stuff like that going on, you don't even see that no more.
You know what a lot of that is too? I don't think enough people bring it up. It's the fact that a lot of wrestling fans at one point they wanted more TV time and more titles for everybody. It was why don't we have if we have men's tag team titles, why don't we have women's tag team titles? If more people had TV time, more people would get over. And you got all that and it's made the product worse. So you mentioned how EO didn't defend her belt. Stephanie's probably the same way now. And a lot of that got to do with the fact they're trying to have more people in that tag team division for the women. So now the singles division suffers. And if you go back to having more people challenge Stephanie Vaquer or Jade Cargill, now the tag team division suffers. Like the whole thing is messed up. And I really think it'll never go back this way. But if they went back to the whole less is more, cut back those titles, cut back the TV time, you would see a more focused and honed in product. But it's not going to happen.
And you still got 3 hours to fill, which SmackDown's going back to 3 hours as well too. You got 3 hours to fill on both shows.
Yeah, and dude, everyone's so happy about like, I forgot who told me this. It was like Obafemi, Trick Williams, like all these people are coming up to SmackDown. It's just like that's cool and all, but like you got 3 hours of a show to fill. You put them on there too much, and now they're overexposed. You don't put them on enough, and now it's just like the show's boring. There's no reason to watch. If we're just gonna get B-Fab and Nichin, no disrespect to B-Fab, Nichin, and those other people, but people don't tune in to watch them, right? Like that, you tune in to see Cody.
They're
And
trash. They're trash.
I'm not gonna say that because I don't. I'm not gonna say that. That's crazy. That's crazy. But I just think that you can't have a 3 hour show, bro, with like no stars. And even if you had all the stars in the world, take it back to when Stone Cold and The Rock and all of them were wrestling, bro. 3 hours still, that's too much. It's way too much wrestling, way too many titles. Everybody's overexposed, and it's bad. It's actually just bad, bro. To be honest, it's bad.
Yeah, it is. It's just bad overall. Oh, is there anything you want to add? Okay, but yeah, Arlo, you good?
No, I'm good.
Okay, all right, cool. Um, yeah, and also Well, let's gonna go on to the because, like I said, I wanted to break this down to like the four biggest stories of the year that really shook up, that shook up the wrestling world because nothing really on these shows did. Um, and one of them that really stood out to me was the R-Truth situation. Now, for those that did not know, there was a onslaught of WWE releases that happened around May, June of this year, and one of them was R-Truth. And once it became official that R-Truth got released, hell broke loose. Like, let's just be honest, all hell broke loose because R-Truth is a well-beloved figure in the WWE. A lot of people grew up watching R-Truth, and R-Truth released a tweet saying he's been released whatsoever, and this caused major backlash within the industry. And it got so bad, TKO was like, well, damn, okay. And R-Truth came back and Money in the Bank. Now, when R-Truth came back, the whole crowd popped. Everyone was happy about it. But what happened afterwards was really, really sad because I think this was another example of what me and Quez was saying. This had potential. They had a storyline that could have been really interesting, and they immediately fumbled. Okay, because once R-Truth came back and attacked John Cena, you saw a change in R-Truth's character. Like, he seemed a little bit more serious. He was no longer the happy-go-lucky R-Truth. It seemed like he was kind of reverting back to the R-Truth when he turned heel. And that's what it looked like. The next night on Raw, he cuts a great promo on Raw where he cuts his hair. He's now saying he's Ron Killings. And it looks like that this may be the biggest push in R-Truth's career. And then literally, like what it felt like a week later, first of all, they threw the match. They threw a John Cena appearance on a match with R-Truth, which in the grand scheme it didn't really mean anything. Then it seemed like he was gone for like a couple weeks. That was another problem with Triple H. And he started to have a little bit of fire. He would keep him off TV. Was stuck in a feud with Aleister Black and Damian Priest. And then out the blue, once John Cena decides to become a face again, R-Truth is back. He's back to being the R-Truth that we all know. And this was one of the biggest disappointments of the year because you had something. Like, this is probably the most momentum R-Truth has had since, what was his heel run? Like 2010, 2011?
2011.
2011! And they squandered it. And to me, this was a big disappointment. They could have had something, and what followed after having R-Truth return was definitely one of the biggest fumbles of the year. Mark, what you think?
Are you enjoying the show?
No, I'm not. Nobody is.
All part of the show, man. All part of the show. That's still my favorite Triple H line of all time. Like, I mean, that was classic. That was so good. But no, R-Truth, yeah, that was. I remember watching that Raw when he came back, dude. Like that, he got on the announcer table and he's like, "I am Ron Killings. I am." That was just like that was the greatest thing ever, dude. And it went nowhere, and that sucked. Like, I don't know what they had planned for him. I'm not gonna speculate on it because who freaking knows. But yeah, the whole thing was very disappointing. You bring him back, like you said, he's got like this whole new character. He seems more serious. Like, bro, I remember that same night we were saying, like, if they not careful, bro, R-Truth might get so over, they gonna have to give him a title shot or something. Like, they gonna have to give this man something. And yeah, it went nowhere. After the feud with Aleister, he kind of went back to being good old R-Truth again. and then that was pretty much it. I don't even know if he's on TV anymore. If anybody who watches SmackDown or Raw, I mean, I don't know, is he still a part of the show? Man, is he still on the show or no? Because he just kind of went MIA for a bit after the Cena match.
Last
He just got
time, the
squashed
last time I saw Truth,
by
he just got
who did he
squashed by
get squashed
Gunther.
by?
Oh,
Gunther.
Gunther.
Yep.
Gunther.
When was this?
Yep.
This
Monday.
past Monday.
Oh,
I mean, that could have been a pay per view.
yeah, it could have been, bro.
Could have built it up a little bit.
And they did it.
Well, he was
It's
only
Saudi
wrestling
Royal
him,
Rumble. Who
in
cares?
honor of Cena.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You could cut a couple of pay per views. I mean, a couple of promos for the pay per view.
See, I don't know whose idea that was though. Like, I once again, not to speculate, just saying, like, it almost seems like somebody had the idea. Maybe we don't want R-Truth getting this over. Maybe because of his age. Maybe because favoritism. Who knows? I'm not going to speculate like that for real. But it is kind of funny that
That would
at
be
the
crazy
time,
if it was because of age. That would be insane.
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying, bro. You
That
never
would be
know. Like,
crazy. If you look at that whole if you look at that whole the championship picture, like how dare you judge R-Truth?
right? Like, he looks younger than CM Punk. But yeah, dude, I don't know, man. That it kind of sucks, dude, when you think about it, because like I think we all were like rooting for R-Truth to have like that moment. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying he had to win the title and go on some long run or anything, but give him something. Show the man some respect because everyone loves R-Truth. And Truth is funny. I think Truth is great at being a comedy wrestler, but you don't give us a character like that and then revert back to nothing. And this goes back to what Quez was saying earlier about how a lot of stuff Triple H kind of just drops. You know, like one week you'll get R-Truth doing that. The next week he's good old R-Truth is back. That's what's up. Like, you got to stick with something and roll with it and see how it's gonna go. You can't give us this and then turn back and say, no, we didn't mean that. He's going back to being goofy R-Truth. I hated that so much. But the initial turn or return that he made in the promo, that was awesome. Everything else, yeah, kind of sucked.
What'd you think, Arlo?
I mean, yeah, it's that's the worst thing too. They give us a glimmer of something for a second. It's like, oh, this thing is like real. Like this guy got released. That's a guy that's been there for such a long time. He's a legend. People love him, and you just do that to him, and then it's like people were so loud that they had to bring him back, and it's like, all right, we'll give you a promo, and it's like, we'll see what you can do, and you got the biggest reception of the night, probably the best promo of the year, and they're like, oh yeah, that's great. Just how about you just feud with the shittiest people on the roster that nobody can make a good feud with. And then we'll just put you on ice so you have no momentum and go back to the character that you were that we released. You released a character and now you brought it back instead of just going with what was working at a time. Um, but like that's the thing that like I think everybody's frustrated. They had like a great story and they just throw it away. You know, people give like Tony Khan a lot of shit for like, oh, you didn't play into like a real life story. I would expect that with Triple H as well, because you don't get something like that all the time, because that's kind of what makes us like a lot of stuff like hot right now. Is like if somebody new comes in from a different company, is that real life stuff, and they just completely squandered it. Um, but you know, that's the role that I don't know if he wants it, but I think R-Truth's kind of comfortable with that right now. I'm sure he's not happy with it, but he's been doing that for a long time.
Unfortunately, I
Yeah.
I could really go somewhere with that, but I'm just gonna pass off. Yeah, go
I
go.
mean,
Quez, how'd you feel about?
the man our truth cut his hair for no reason, basically.
Yeah,
Just want to
for no reason.
throw that out there.
Quez,
Uh, I'm in the minority. Truth needed that haircut, as you guys seen before, like when he revealed. It, yeah,
oh my goodness, Quez.
I mean, it was about time. You know.
I mean, he was getting Mark Henry
Cut it
levels
for
of
the
like, hey,
character, though.
I'm just saying, like he probably wanted it cut, but you know, at the time, Vince and probably
And
Triple was like, no, man, keep those dreads, you know, dreadlock powers and all that.
Hey, I got a theory. What if what if that whole promo wasn't meant to
uh,
do anything, but just to get him to cut his hair? Because it was so bad. It wasn't supposed to lead to anything. It's just I need an excuse to cut my hair.
That is crazy.
I mean, hey, that's not so far fetched, brother,
Hey man.
but it's pretty applicable. But I will say you and Arlo pretty much said similar thoughts. I was gonna say, yeah, you they incredibly botched this and shoot. If you guys wanted to bring R-Truth back, y'all should never release him in the first place. And with the demand that the fans want, which could be a double-edged sword, I'm gonna keep it real. It's like people only want really what they want when they no longer have it anymore. And I don't think people really took advantage and appreciated R-Truth for everything that he was able to bring to the table and what he had until he was no longer a part of the company anymore. Like they appreciate it was like the comedy act, the shtick, try to make other characters break character and laugh and stuff like that. Like that was his role that we've seen him for the past 10 plus years. But when he gets released, like, oh, R2's funny. He's a great worker. He can wrestle. He can do this. He can do that. You should push him. He's never got a world title. Like, blah, blah. Like, y'all making these commands after he left. Like, where was this at while he was here? And you have everybody in TKO that's like new to the product. They just pick it up where they left off to how what their earliest vision was with everybody that was on the roster, how Roman is, how Cena is, how Seth is, blah blah blah. And they look at Truth as like a comedy character. It's like he was expendable. And truth be told, at that time, regardless of how much of a fan we are, he was expendable with the character that he had. And wasn't nothing gonna change or it's gonna be a seismic shift to the company if Truth did not get re-signed. And going back to my point with the fans, it's like you guys only seen him where you could really truth him after he left. Y'all should have been commanded for that beforehand with that push before, so you could try to help sway the company and Triple H and or Vince to put Truth in a specific position where you guys want him at. It wasn't enough of that going on originally, and now when he got cut from the roster, now he's brought back. Where's that same draw and same demand? It's not there. It's not existing anymore. Y'all just gotta put Truth right back into that original spot he was in, just goofy, and you guys are fine with it now. So don't be surprised if next year rolls around and if he gets cut again or he just calls it a day and retires because Truth said he only got like another year or so left and he's done. He's gonna retire. So enjoy Ron the Truth killings while you can.
MG.
Yeah, I mean, it was another failed time for Triple H taking advantage of somebody's momentum or surge in popularity or fan demand. Like we can talk all about the, him getting cut and whoop-de-whoop. They brought him back and they had a chance in a moment where he got over, like Arlo said, with that promo, and they never capitalized on it. 2 weeks later, he was back to being comedy basically, and he's Ron Cena now, which the Ron Cena entrance was hilarious. I'm gonna give him that, but they didn't capitalize on the momentum he had when the whole, you know, non-contract renewal thing went down, which just another example of Triple H not taking advantage of the moments and just kind of playing the slow game on everything, like like we're all gonna live for 99 years to see a story play out.
Oh, I you, yeah, you want to talk about not taking advantage of a moment? Well, a lot of factors have probably gonna go. Like, are you still got more to say, MG?
Nah, I ain't got nothing else to say about Big Nose.
Okay.
Big
Can I
Well,
add
you want
something
to
real
talk?
quick? Can I add something real quick though?
Good.
I just want to give a quick shout out to the chat that's tuning in, all the listeners that's watching right now tonight. We appreciate you guys tuning in to our podcast. Much appreciated for the support and love as always, man. Appreciate y'all commenting in the comment section. Shout out to the OG Hardy, bruh. He reminded us, I'm a good R-Truth.
Bro. Again, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. I'm
And
not
then
gonna go there.
shout out to W Platt that's in the comment section too, saying shows are so boring. I'd pivot to UFC content, excuse me. And I'm like, TKO's been doing bad because UFC been whacked this year too. I'm gonna keep it a bean. It's been boring.
WWE title shots are like UFC title shots at this point.
Damn.
Don't get me started. Patty Pimlet getting a title shot, didn't even fight nobody in the top 5 in the lightweight division. It's insane. I need
Yeah.
that boy Dustin to knock his. I need Dustin to knock his nose off, bro.
Damn.
No disrespect, but he got to do it.
This is okay. This is TKO.
See, that was a
It's
bar.
Yeah, but Triple H, there was a lot of moments. There was a lot of moments that that he had right in front of him that could have worked. And then we're gonna go to the next topic, which I think is one of the biggest topics of the year. And of course, we gotta talk about this because this whole year was centered around this. The John Cena retirement tour. Man, oh man. Overall, people have been saying that this was a flop as well. For plenty of reasons. John Cena told us last year at Money in the Bank that this was going to be his last year, which means that, keep in mind, wait, did TKO, did they own the company at that point?
By the time Cena announced it, yes. Because
Okay.
that was back in like July, and then they made the official announcement back like January, early February.
Okay, so they had a good 6-7 months to prepare for. Now, granted, everyone has their opinions on John Cena, but in WWE's eyes, he's one of their most important figures in the company's history. This is retirement tour, and he gave them about a good 6-7 months to prepare, and what we got was terrible. All right, first off, comes in, loses the Royal Rumble. Now, that could have been fine. That could have worked because at the time we all thought, I think it was Mark that pointed it out first before everybody else did. Like, look how Cena's acting. Look how he's acting. Like he seems very upset. We're thinking, oh, this is gonna lead to something. Then he forces himself to be in the Elimination Chamber. Well, okay, which all right, you're John Cena. Okay, use your clout to get in the match. Fine. Get a great Elimination Chamber match. Wins Elimination Chamber, and then we got one of the biggest moments. I'm gonna say this one more time. One of the biggest moments in professional wrestling history. John Cena turning heel with The Rock, with and Travis Scott, who was just there. But you got The Rock and John Cena turning heel, and we're thinking, oh shit, this is gonna be legendary. So many possibilities. Then John Cena doesn't show up for 2 weeks. Then we get the first heel promo, which we discussed on this on the podcast when it happened. We was kind of like, it was a good promo, but we felt it was like 10 years too late. Then gives us what a lot of people say one of the worst WrestleMania main events of all time with Cody Rhodes. We get one last match with Randy Orton, which I thought was fun, but some people was kind of like, on. The CM Punk match, people was kind of, on. Somewhere along the way, Triple H TKO realized that this heel turn isn't working. We're gonna turn Cena back babyface for no reason.
Wait, James. Don't forget Cena and Logan Paul tag match.
Oh, that tag match, which was forgettable, which no reason why that match had to happen. Now Arlo made a point that he said, okay, from SummerSlam on, the retirement tour got a little bit better. The matches got better. The match he had with Cody at SummerSlam, great match. Match he had with Logan Paul, fantastic. AJ Styles, fantastic. Then he turns around and loses to Gunther. He loses to Dominic Mysterio, and he loses to Gunther. And some people were upset with how that went down. People thought that Cena shouldn't have tapped out. I personally thought it kind of made sense. If you want to put Gunther in that up, you want Gunther was the man that made Cena break his code. Okay, fine, but Cena's retirement tour should have been better, but it was used to sell tickets, sell merchandising. There was really no thought put into it. Even got to a point where even John Cena, even though he won't say it publicly, but he's been throwing it out there that even John Cena has not liked this tour as well. He's been throwing little subtle shots. But yeah, the retirement tour should have been better, but it was a waste of time. Mark, what do you think?
You know, I feel like talking about this is like beating a dead horse because this is all people have talked about this entire year and how bad it is. So I'm gonna just say a few things and just leave it at that. Number one, the Gunther thing I think would have been so much better if like there was one point in that match, I don't remember where, when Gunther had like Cena in like a chokehold and Cena didn't tap yet. I think he threw up like the little hand symbol he does. I don't know what it's called, but I think everyone knows what I'm talking about. The little three fingers in the air, you know. And I think right there would have been the great moment to end the match if he would have just had his hands up like that, never give up, and he just passes out instead of tapping out. I think that would have worked better. And then as far as the heel turn itself, I'm not gonna lie. I think it seemed so cool at the time, and it was so awesome because like that was something you would see in like a SmackDown versus Raw WWE game, Road to WrestleMania. The Rock turns heel with John Cena, they align, and bro, we were speculating for like that entire like month, like, oh, who's the third man and where is this gonna go? And everyone was so excited, bro, about that. It had people talking about wrestling who probably haven't tuned into wrestling in I don't know how long. But yeah, the whole thing itself was not good. Um, like you said before, the Logan stuff, people don't look past the Brock stuff either. That was something. Just the whole thing was bad. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Like it was bad.
I didn't think I was going to be the only person that thought it was okay. Um, like there was like I said, the AJ John match, AJ versus no John and Cody. I thought those are good matches. I like that feud with Dom. It was Gunther match. I mean, the finish I didn't love, but the match itself was really good. The Punk match, the Punk like promos. So there was some good stuff in it, but for the most part, it's like the heel turn was a complete failure, and that was pretty much the whole chunk of his whole thing. Especially when like everybody's saying like we were expecting The Rock and John Cena, like anything could happen, anybody can come back. Um, the Rock could come back at any time. We're gonna have like a great year, and you have two like top guys that are like top heels too, you're just gonna help the whole company at the time. And yeah, we didn't get that. So we got whatever this neutered version of his heel turn was that should have been way better and way more.
Go ahead, Quest.
Ever since Cena like finally called it quits and retired, I've just been thinking about this process of what went wrong, what were some good, what was some bad, who's to cast the shot of blame on, Nick Khan, Triple H, TKO, who deserves the burn of the blame. And a lot of people ain't really truly honest with themselves. A lot of this point to blame, at least 85% is on Cena. It's his fault why he didn't get a decent retirement run the way he just
Interesting.
ended up. Yeah. Remember, he always pointed out, no matter what interview, no matter what he said for years, he is a company guy. He gets what he takes from whatever he gets from the creative, and he does his best to work with it, no matter who's in charge. With him being a company guy for Vince, it's different than him being a company guy with Triple H. One sec.
That's a great point. Because Cena has notoriously said that, yeah, he claims he doesn't, get involved with creative. He claims that he just takes what's given and he works with it. Some call bullshit, but it is what it is.
And you know what though? Just to go back to that point as well, is that I will say this. I agree with Arlo on the fact of the matches. I think the matches were fine. A lot of them were really good. But even if you call BS on Cena not having like control on this stuff, it doesn't really matter. The fact of the matter is what we got was bad in terms of story. It was bad. You can't really like there's I don't care who has the control over it, whether it's Cena, whether it's The Rock, Triple H, doesn't matter. It was bad. To sit there and speculate on it doesn't change the fact that it was bad. It was all bad. It's pretty much it.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right, bro. It's been bad, but going back to my point where a lot of this falls on Cena, like say a company guy, like this is Triple H's company now that he's pushing. You would be a little bit more favorable position if it was Vince, but because he would have at least would have been like, so John Powell, or what do you think that Travis Scott fella? And Cena would have had his mark, say whatever, and he probably would have been more open to talking with Vince than with Triple H. And with Triple H, he's just going off of what the best case scenario is with between The Rock, with TKO, and what Triple H's vision is, what he sees Cena's run is. And James has mentioned it before, and some of us are in agreement with it. It's like, yeah, Triple H might still have some pent-up resentment for John, allegedly, and may or may not have cast this on to his whole retirement tour spiel that he's been on. But again, Cena, if something didn't make sense, you could have said something. If you had an idea you want to take it to a different direction, you could have said something. But he chose not to and just continue to operate whatever garbage that they kept trying to give him. To the point where even him and Cody kind of subliminally mentioned it, which was on, I believe it was on Cody's show, where they took what they could get with that Mania match, even though they insinuated that wasn't the best that they could both do. They could have had a better showing and a better performance and overall better thing that they could not have had with The Rock and Travis Scott and all interference stuff that was going on with the Chamber and WrestleMania and stuff. But again, he chose to rock with it. Just like how he chose to rock with the results of those matches, how they booked with the feuds and the promos. Cena tried to save it with the promos we had. The stuff he had with Orton, stuff he had with Punk, the reverse pipe bomb promo that he had with Punk, which was actually good. That was actually a good promo that he did. And a couple stuff that he did with his heel run. But again, that's a lot of stuff Cena tries to do to play cleanup for all the BS that they was trying to throw his way with these programs that he'd been on. We literally would have not and got some of the matches had not been for Cena finally trying to see when he speak up. Like for that AJ Styles match. When he announced his retirement last year, going into this year with his matches, I did not care who he faced personally. The only match I wanted Cena to have was between either Rollins or Styles. because both of those guys, especially AJ Styles, give Cena his best performance. And they barely even need a story. Like, you get a great match out of those two, and that'll literally be like the last time we'll see two guys from their class going against each other, like Cena being the best in WWE and Cena being the best overall outside the company and then coming into the company. That was all I wanted. And we were not a guy that has Cena try to insinuate, I don't control the run of my retirement. I take the matches what I get, but I want to listen to the fans too. So what do you guys think? AJ Styles, do you think that'll be cool? Knowing damn well that's what Cena wanted. That's exactly what Cena wanted. And that's what AJ wanted. And they forced TKO to get that matchup. That was some of the pull John had. So you're telling me he could not have done same thing to pull that clout with anything else he did to get that Styles match, with anything else that he could have done to help make this retirement run a little bit better?
Yep.
No. He chose not to. He chose not to. Now, would have worked all the time? Probably not, but you definitely would have had some conversation. You would definitely have some changes in there if you would have had more Cena's input in there. But he chose not to. So before we all try to throw the book at Triple H and TKO, which rightfully so, they have their points to blame, a lot of the points to that gentleman right there giving his final salute.
MG, what'd you think?
I mean, it was a failure from the heel turn itself was great in the moment. Everything that followed was pretty much a disappointment outside of some of the good matches he had, to be quite honest. The politics of it, we all know the politics of everything going on with Rock and Triple H, Cena, Nick Khan, Travis Scott, Cena, Cody, all of that, but it just wasn't good. And then they didn't have enough dates to really make it feel as special as it needed to be.
Well, let's not forget. Let's not forget him, G. Cena did offer more dates. I think like over 200 dates, but they only told him you only get like 30 something dates.
Well, he did not need 200. Well, he ain't need 200 some odd dates. That's too much.
Yeah, but then on top of that, even coming down to the end with the tournament, like everybody knew from last year that Gunther was going to be the one to retire Cena. Like we all knew. So like even them having that tournament with a bunch of people who we knew would never have a chance, like they just fumbled it all the way around for the most part. Outside of just some of the quality matches we got from Cena and his opponents, which that was on Cena and his opponents once they got in the ring, but everything else just fell short. Outside of maybe what the punkonomics thing with CM Punk. That was really the only thing that was like really, really good in terms of like a non-wrestling match part of the run.
The reverse pipe bomb promo.
Well, yeah, the Punk feud. But that's it. Everything else that was good that happened during the retirement run was just the actual matches.
Do you think Cena's going to keep his word? Because Cena has been very adamant that he said this is it. He's never coming back. Do you think he keeps his word? Because every wrestler says that, but they always come back. They always say, but all of a sudden they get an itch. They got one more run in them. Something tells me that Cena's telling the truth here. I don't think Cena likes this current version of WWE at all.
Well, I just think he's done. I don't know the reason. I just think he's done. Like I do believe Shawn Michaels was done until things
Good thing you
happened.
said that. I was about to say that. I was like, Shawn Michaels thought he was done.
But no, I think Cena's done. I don't know the reason and why, or whether it's I hate current WWE, whether my body's breaking down. I don't know the reason. I just know that if I had to take the man at his word, I'm gonna believe him. So I'm in agreement with you on that. I don't think he's coming back, at least to wrestle.
I think he's done too, honestly. Because if you want to think back Remember back when Cena announced that he was playing his retirement run back around like mid 2022, something like that. Was that right? 2022.
Yep, Money in the Bank. It was
Yeah,
that
around
day.
that time. Yeah, around mid 2022. You remember what? Do you guys remember what other shocking news moment came around mid 2022?
The Vince allegations.
Yes, and the writing was on the wall, and Vince was going to be out. Call me a conspiracy theorist, and it's alleged tracking moves. I find it interesting that Cena's already went to the company and being like, "Yeah, I want to start planning my retirement tour." Because again, Cena will come back for Vince. He's not sure about the company where it rocks around with Triple H because the Cena's WWE, I mean the Triple H's WWE, there is no push for a high value Cena. It's not. And there is no room for Cena in this WWE form that Triple H is planning. It's not. That's why he rather go into his hand to call it while he can, while he still has a stroke in the game to do it. Because anything following further than that, it's not going to be a good look on him. And you've seen what he was able to be pushing. Like that Mania match with Austin Theory a couple years ago, that would not have happened with Vince WWE.
You're right.
If we gonna keep it a beat,
You're right.
see, like, man, I'm out.
Yeah, he put over Solo too, right?
Yeah,
Put over Solo, Theory, couple
He
other people.
tried. It didn't work at all.
No,
no, it didn't. It did not. And at the end of the day, it's like again, what's available for you? It's like he can be back as like an ambassador role, like maybe like a guest spot every once in a while. But as far as like wrestling wise, yeah, I think he's done. Although I forgot to mention this while I was talking about like his final run, Gunther should not have been seen as last opponent. He did not need the rub. He already got
I
that from
agree.
Goldberg. He already got that from Goldberg.
I agree.
And I
Shouldn't
get
have
why
been.
they want to continue that with Cena, and you have to continue with Brock and whoever else going into the new year to help build that up as far as like a staple with Gunther and make that mega push if you choose to do that. But it really should have been somebody from NXT to like help pay that role, like how Kurt gave the rub to John back in 2002. It should have been somebody from NXT.
you know what it is too, bruh? Is like I think I get what they're going for, but yeah, it's the wrong person. Like, oh, we want him to be like the legend killer, is what I'm assuming, right? Like the new Randy Orton. The
The
problem
new
is,
Legend Killer, like the new Legend Killer. I think Triple H wants to make Gunther his Brock Lesnar. You know, so yeah, But bro, if for those that don't like Gunther, if y'all were irritated with him before 2026, get ready. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, you're gonna make him a new Brock Lesnar, but he still tapped out to Jay Uso with his own sleeper hold.
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
Gunther hate just kind of feels a little bit forced. I mean, like,
But you don't like Gunther.
I never said that.
I could have
I
sworn he said
just
he was.
think no,
Oh no,
I
that was
just think
AJ.
that
I'm sorry.
no, I don't hate AJ. But I just think the man is kind of like not like okay. When Randy Orton was at his peak, at his prime of being the legend killer and stuff, right? I believed it because it was like, the man looked like a psychopath. I don't see that in Gunther. I don't see legend killer in Gunther, right? Gunther's character is just I'm a really good wrestler because let's just be honest. When is the last time you seen a bad Gunther match for real? Like you don't get bad Gunther matches. But I don't take him as someone who needs that kind of character or anything.
Gunther and Jay at Mania wasn't great.
Well, you got me there, buddy. You got me there. Okay.
Now I don't know how much that could be on Gunther though. So, but
That,
yeah,
I think takes two to tango.
yeah.
But
That
it's
was an
just
ugly tango.
yeah, it wasn't pretty. Like someone from NXT would be nice. Someone on the main roster, as well, who just needs to rub. And I'm not gonna say LA Knight because I don't think it should have been him either. Actually, it needs to be
Hell
someone
no.
young who has the potential, who has the talent, and you should have built that up for like the entire year if Cena would have, stood by The Rock and all this other stuff, but we didn't do that. So we got Gunther instead, and that's pretty much it.
Shout out to Dom. He said it should have been Walter, not Gunther.
It should have been Walter. We had Walter right there, man. Why you pick Gunther? Yeah.
MG, do you think Cena's done?
Oh, he's 1,000,000% done. I don't even think it has necessarily to do with the politics or everything going on. I think he had already pretty much, even before Vince left, he had already pretty much been gone. He would just come back every year to wrestle his one match so he could keep the streak going. But I mean, he wasn't really wrestling before before Vince left either, right? Like the Austin Theory match was a Vince thing because Vince wanted to push Austin Theory. Like, it's nothing new here. So like, I think for Cena, it's you talk about how his body feels after wrestling, and when you look at his age, and him never necessarily quite being the most athletic person, and with age, the athleticism's just going to get worse. So, and I think there is a genuine part of Cena that does, at this point in his life, enjoy giving back to the next group, right? Like you see him interacting with all of these different superstars and stuff like that. Him wanting to do an NXT kind of Saturday night main event for his final show, like you could kind of see, like, yeah, he much prefers that, and he much prefers Hollywood at this point. It is what it is. As far as Gunther, I'm with Mark on this. I think a lot of the Gunther hate is unnecessary when people haven't really sat back to really understand that Gunther is the necessary foil that the company does not have anywhere else. They don't have any other monster heels. They don't have any other unbeatable heels. It's just Gunther. So whenever Gunther does lose after this run he's about to go on, it's going to be to put somebody over, right? Like that's kind of what he was with Jey Uso. We laugh at he tapped out to Jey Uso, but he's a heel. Heels tap out, baby faces don't. That's just kind of how it goes. And when you got a monster heel who's kind of looked at as unbeatable, putting over what was supposed to be at the time the next top baby face in the company, that's how you go, right? So, I think Gunther's a necessary foil in terms of the next big baby face they decide to get over. I'm gonna throw Javon Evans out there just down the road as a David and Goliath thing. It don't even necessarily have to be for the belt, but just kind of a David and Goliath kind of thing. But it's not like they have many other top heels that can kind of fill Gunther's shoes in a traditional sense. And he is literally everything that modern wrestling isn't, which kind of makes him a perfect heel. Slow, methodical, boring, right? Like that kind of makes him the perfect heel. And he's gotten a lot better cutting promos over the last 2 years. A lot better.
Dude, people make it no, go ahead.
No, what I'm about to say was that in order for this, if you're gonna give, like I said, one of the most important figures in your company, you're gonna put him over. Remember what happened with Brock when Brock defeated Taker, and they gave Brock the super push. They're gonna have to do that for Gunther, and with Brock, that was all for them to set up for who? Roman Reigns. So, who can we say will be the next? That'll be the guy, because Gunther's gonna have to win the belt at some point. He's gonna have to go off on a run as well.
He's not winning. I'm gonna tell you right now, if they're gonna go the route of Braun Breaker being the champion on Raw, Gunther ain't winning that belt.
So they're gonna waste. So they're gonna waste it.
No, I think for Triple H at this point, Gunther is bigger than the title.
Yeah,
above the title in the sense of he don't need the title to do what he has to do. he had the super long title reigns already. It's kind of like, I mean, like you kind of mentioned it earlier, like that's Triple H is kind of Undertaker at this point, where it's like Taker didn't need the title to be Taker, right? And it's similar to like Roman, right? Where Triple H has said this about Roman before too, like Roman is bigger than the title, which is why they have not put the title back on him. So like, I
Yeah.
don't think I don't think a Gunther title reign is in the near future unless they feel like they have to do it for a very specific reason.
I think they gotta put the title on him. If
Yeah,
he's that
you're gonna
good,
have
that
to.
overpowered.
I mean,
Yeah,
they do
you
have
have
2
to.
belts, so you know.
Or
You
he
do.
can take the belt off Cody.
Sure.
He can take the belt off
But
Cody.
but here's the thing: if we got Braun and CM Punk with the whole Raw situation, that they pretty much told you Roman and Cody is the SmackDown side of things, right?
Oh god, do we really need to see that again? I love their matches, but god damned.
Right? Or I think there's a lot of other things they would do before putting the belt back on Gunther. Like they don't have to put the belt on Gunther. Like it's just they're trying to build him into Brock or Taker. Like Brock didn't need the belt to be Brock at that point, right?
Right.
Brock just had the belt a lot because of how much Vince fancied Brock, obviously. And Brock and Roman basically went back and forth with the belt for almost a decade, it felt like.
Yeah.
Right? But that's just because Vince just had an addiction to Brock and Roman wrestling each other. They wrestled like 50 times. So it's a little bit different. But Triple H, obviously, he don't do the like 80 million title reigns thing, like all of that. I think Gunther don't even really wrestle that much either. And if he's doing this whole retiring wrestlers thing, there's no need for the belt to be involved when you're currently trying to push Braun Breaker, and then you still have the guy that you consider to be your QB1 and Cody and Roman and Punk. I just don't see where Gunther necessarily fits into that title picture with Braun being, if Braun was a babyface and he was the one who was going to take down Gunther, then it would make a little more sense. But that don't seem to be the current direction they're going with this Braun thing.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like
So Gunther ain't losing no matches, no. But
no,
I
he's
don't
not.
really see Gunther getting the belt here when they kind of already told everybody like Braun, CM Punk, Roman, Cody, Seth when he comes back. That's probably going to be your title picture for next year. They've already pretty much told you. And then maybe Brock gets the title match here in there somewhere, but maybe Randy. Right? They pretty much already telling you like this is your title picture for next year.
I literally just got a text.
Maybe
saying,
Jacob Fatu.
Literally just got a text saying that somebody just texted me saying this man struggled to beat Pat McAfee, but he ends John Cena. Fuck out of here. Good point.
Yeah, because he's a heel. When you're a heel, you're allowed to do stupid stuff like tap out or struggle against baby faces. That's how it goes.
I think people sometimes do forget though that we're not watching a real fight. It's not, but
because here's the thing: if you're
It's
gonna
like
do the Pat McAfee, if you're gonna do the Pat McAfee Gunther match, and Gunther just goes out there and beats him in 4 minutes, there's no point in having a match to begin with.
No, Pat
You could have just had
McAfee has
Gunther
to have
attack
his
Pat
like
McAfee
baby
to write him
face
off.
spots.
Yeah.
He's got to get his moments. You can't have him go in there like you said and just like get squashed. He's got to have his fight backs to give people a reason to cheer for him. It's literally wrestling 101. Now
I tired his ass too.
Yeah. Dude, he's retired.
Yeah. Well, my thing is because it's wrestling, we can't get caught up in he beat this person this way, but then he beat this person that way. That's never how it works in wrestling.
Yeah.
Like we can't sit here and say, oh well, Cena struggled more beating R-Truth than he did against, than he did struggling to beat Randy Orton or whoever, and then be like, oh well, that means R-Truth is better. No, that's just not how it goes with wrestling.
Yeah, dude, if we thought that way all the time, Undertaker's streak would have been the stupidest, dumbest thing ever because it's like you lose all the time, and then for some reason at WrestleMania, you just like you're just unbeatable. You know, like you got to look
That's
at
why I
wrestling for
hate
what
that
it is.
shit.
Yeah, like
PTSD,
why do you
PTSD,
think
No,
right there.
it's that's why nobody loses because people get so upset. Oh, he lost to this person, so this math doesn't. It doesn't matter.
it
It's
literally
6
does
months
not matter,
later. A lot of like Vince pretended like what happened a week ago it makes no correlation to this week, and
bro?
people still believe that they're gonna like
Yeah,
follow logic
Imagine how many
100% of the
people
time.
were
It's a
pissed
wrestling
off
show.
when
and that's who
Maven
Gunther
dropped
is
to
at this
Undertaker.
point.
You
He's
can
the
do
guy who
anything.
gives people their moments, right?
Yeah,
He gave Sami Zayn his moment in the IC title match, right?
Yeah.
Sami finally won the big match at WrestleMania, the singles match, right? He lost to Jey Uso in a big moment, and I think people overlook the story of why the chokehold was the finish of that match with the build up because people had kind of tuned out the WrestleMania build up because it was not good overall for the company this past year, right? The WrestleMania build up was really bad, but that Gunther and Jay feud kicked up of like 50 notches when Jimmy got involved and Gunther was choking out a bleeding Jimmy Uso in front of Jay while Jay was like handcuffed to the ropes, and you had that moment where he was like trying to crawl to his brother and grab him. Like that was probably the best. That's probably the best individual segment of any WrestleMania build from this past year. To be quite
yeah, I can't argue that.
why you supposed to be a form of symbolism. So like it's not just like, oh, Jay randomly choked out Gunther in a match. It was Jay getting revenge for what he did to Jimmy, basically. People forget that little detail. And
No,
there's not and on top of that, there's not many people who haven't tapped out in wrestling. Even as heels or badasses. It's really just like Brock and Taker. Everybody taps out at some point. Heel Cena tapped out earlier in his career. Like it happens.
Triple H tapped out to John Cena. You know,
Yeah.
like it happens.
Trips topped off to Daniel Bryan.
Tapped
That
out,
was
yeah,
a big match too. It's
yeah.
not like on a Raw.
It was a WrestleMania match, bro. Like, you know,
But like I
Jey
don't look at
Uso was protected
Jay.
like motherfucker, even if you don't like him.
Yeah, like I look at it was a great moment, right? Like
Yeah.
it was the moment he finally reached the mountaintop, and he did it in a fashion where we would nobody cared about that match. We didn't want everybody was happy when Jay won the Rumble, but they was like, I don't want to see him wrestle Gunther, right? But then they gave you something to actually care about the feud with some of those segments between him and Gunther, where even the segment where Jay lost his confidence, they turned the botched outside dive by Jay into part of the storyline. Right, where he was like, "Oh, Jay's losing his confidence. He don't think he can beat Gunther, right? Because he had already lost to Gunther like 4 times. Like they turned it all for all the complaints we have about the cohesion of the show and them not taking stuff that happens and putting it into the storyline. They did it with that feud, and people seem to forget that part. They turned his botch into part of the feud of him losing confidence.
MG wrestling fans have like selective memory, man. You
It's
know,
crazy. And I'm not saying Gunther's the best. Like Gunther can be very boring at times, even for me, right? But like that is one situation where I was like, they kind of made chicken salad out of chicken shit, as Brock Lesnar would say.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see what they do with Gunther next year. Like as I expect the super push, and as far as John Cena goes, I don't think he's ever gonna come back, and Godspeed to John Cena. But as one person leaves, 2025 also gave us some returns, and we actually got a couple of big returns. One we didn't really see coming, and then one was a long time in the making. One of them we had the return of Mrs. Brooks, AJ Lee. Damn, the photo is not good, but okay, it's whatever. But we had AJ Lee. AJ Lee made a return after being away for 10 years this year. Now, when it comes to AJ Lee, by the time she left, most of us like it was in our early 20s at the time. It was due to her. I think it was due to her. Was it because of her concussions? Why she had to leave? If you
AJ Lee?
remember? Yeah,
She had those neck injuries.
the neck injuries. Yes, it was.
Yeah, and she just was not happy with the state of things. Because remember, she
Yes,
left. She left after Punk too. So I mean,
yes. And then she had
after
that
all of
back and
that
forth
went
with
down.
Stephanie
So
on Twitter, and yeah. Um. Now, for me personally, I wasn't the biggest AJ Lee fan, even when she was actively in the company. But we kind of got to remember that, that there is a younger generation that was watching WWE too, and a lot of people that was like 10, 11, 12 years old, they're in their early 20s now, and they grew up watching AJ Lee. And AJ Lee's return was a big deal. It was a big deal because people has been speculating on when she was going to come back or not, and it was during the feud with CM Punk and Seth Rollins when Becky Lynch got involved when we got the return of AJ Lee. And Mark, how'd you feel about AJ Lee and her return?
I'm gonna be nice, okay? I'm gonna be nice. Bro, look. What do you want me to say? Okay, look.
Mark. Fair, Mark. I was being nice too. I could have said something, but I was being nice too.
I would just be nice because I didn't really see AJ Lee. The only time I saw AJ Lee in WWE before her return was like the night when she dropped the belt to Paige. That's like the only time I ever saw AJ Lee. So I didn't know about like her, her mic skills, her feuds, her wrestling ability. I didn't know anything. So I kind of went into her return blind. And I'm not gonna say her return match wasn't, good. It was solid. But my problem is what else? Because she just hasn't been there since then. So is it really a return? Like maybe because I don't, once again, haven't really watched the weekly shows, don't really know what's going on half of the time at this point, but I don't hear a peep about AJ Lee. So my assumption is she hasn't been on the show at all. Maybe they're saving her for like, some moment or something. I don't know.
No, they're giving, they're treating AJ Lee. They're giving him like the main roster team. Like she's only there every once in a great while. Like after WrestlePalooza, we didn't hear from her again until maybe 2 weeks before Survivor Series. Then Survivor Series, and we ain't seen her since.
Yeah, so like, what's the point? You know, like she basically did nothing this entire year, but like have a segment and a couple of or a couple of segments and a match with Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. And it's been no interactions with anybody else. There's been no tease of like, even if you're not gonna do the match, bro, even if you're not gonna do it, why was there no tease of Stephanie Vaquer and AJ Lee? Or AJ Lee and Rhea Ripley, AJ Lee, EOS, something. Give me something. You can't even tease it. So then what's the point? So her return, her little, I guess, because every wrestler in their 40s now is on their retirement tour run. I'm just going to assume this is her retirement tour. Hers might be worse than John Cena's. It's just, respect to AJ Lee, respect to CM Punk, RIP my boy Larry. But yeah, the return to me and everything has been kind of mid.
What you think of AJ Lee's return?
There you
Quez, what
have
you
it.
think of?
Oh,
What?
sorry.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I
Go
didn't
ahead.
know I was muted. Damn, skip that quick. I was never the biggest AJ Lee fan. That time in like women's wrestling, it was not good. So she like stood out because she was like, dang, she's like okay at wrestling and like pretty good on the mic. And she has some great promos here and there, but there's never anything that's like, what is she gonna do to? She's not gonna like have a better segment than John Cena that night or CM Punk or Daniel Bryan. She can help. Like when she was like um crazy, that was her best character, and
Yeah,
she
yeah,
really she's not that character anymore even. So like I don't know
yeah,
what
yeah,
she's gonna
Mark.
do. Be
Yeah, Mark.
AJ.
You say you didn't watch that time, but there was a time where she was literally like at one point she was like the main character of the show. Like she was on every segment on Raw at one point. It was
She
crazy.
was borderline realistically popular at that time
Yeah,
in terms of she was the most popular person on the show. Not even close. There wasn't even a close second.
Okay. It was like that. All right.
Yeah, like to the point where they literally, like the directive from Vince at the time was we have to get her in as many segments on the show as possible. To the point she would be in like, we thought the Judgment Day at its peak was in like 8 segments of show. No, she was in like 8 segments of the show.
She was the
Like,
storyline.
yeah, like literally the show was revolving around her at one point in the sense of like she would be in like a million different segments. Like that's how popular she was.
Remember when she was Raw general manager?
Yep.
Yeah, she was gonna marry Daniel Bryan too.
Yeah, to the point where she was involved with Daniel Bryan and John Cena and CM Punk, who at the time were the three top guys, basically. Like that was how popular she was. That was her story.
yeah. Go ahead and finish your thought, Aro.
But for her return, yeah, it's been okay. I didn't watch the match. I've just seen some promos and they've been good. But yeah, let's see what she does from now though.
What about you, Quez?
Again, this goes back to what I mentioned earlier when we were talking about the stake of this company not necessarily trying to make great matches or great programs. They're just based on making moments. They bring back AJ Lee for a moment, for that pop, for that overall nostalgic feeling going back to the early 2010s of everybody and fans just coming in. Just remember, like, we want AJ Lee. We knew AJ Lee was coming back because CM Punk's back. It's just a matter of when. And TKO WWE was able to make that happen. And that was a big moment on that. What show was that? Was that on SmackDown? Yeah, that was on SmackDown. Which, yeah, at that time, SmackDown definitely needed that draw with it too, because that was also in between the time where Cena wasn't on the show, or he was already done with his SmackDown obligations, and SmackDown was running kind of dry. So, yeah, SmackDown in Chicago, Punk was there, get a little bit of a rating. And it was rumors that AJ Lee was going to come back then. So everybody drew into that time to make that big pop, that big rating, and that big, you guessed it, moment to have that happen. And it was a huge moment for a return. I expect a lot of it because originally rumors supposedly talk about AJ signed back on for a full-time run. I didn't believe that. And sure enough, it didn't turn out to be a full-time run. You know what I'm saying? So Clear just coming back for that Seth and Becky feud, which kind of made sense how they told that story, and they was able to do what it do to make it that moment for AJ Lee coming back, teaming with her husband CM Punk to get the win. You know what I'm saying? more for the moment rather than for any future longevity down the line. Because right after that match was done, it was right back to the title scene where Seth was still champion and Punk was still trying to chase after the title, and Becky whatever moved on, and AJ was back off TV. You know what I'm saying? So it was just an opportunity for like a cash grab for a moment. Let AJ come back, do her thing every now and again. Again with the War Games too. She came back for the War Games again. Not so much for the big feel for storyline, which is like her need a fifth. That team, Rhea Ripley need a fifth member. Holla at AJ. You
Yeah.
know, for the moment. And then after that was done, she right back on TV. With more than likely, she'll probably be back for the Women's Royal Rumble next month, possibly. And again, for the moment.
For the moment.
Well, it's interesting to see her back. The first time in about a decade since she was on television, of course. And AJ was cool for me. It was never something that I was like, oh my God, I gotta watch AJ. But it was like during them dark days of wrestling back in those times, she was like the little bit of you laugh because you know, shoot, there was some dark times, man.
Right. It was.
It was some dark times. You know, she gave and engaged in a little bit of entertainment for that time. I'll give her credit for that. And that whole Divas promo pipe bomb, pseudo pipe bomb that she did was cool. Smidge overrated if you ask me, but it was still cool for the moment for what it was. And I still want to point out too where I know MG acknowledged the popularity that AJ did have, and she really was up until the point not only the cat was out the bag with her and Punk's relationship, but also with the news of like engagement or whatever. You slowly started hearing. I don't know if you was around Mark when this was going on, where you went from hearing AJ Lee chants to anytime AJ was on the screen, you heard CM Punk chants. AJ on the screen, CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. And CM Punk either was not on screen or he was long gone. And they would call AJ Lee CM Punk.
That shit was low. That shit was kind of annoying.
hmm So, and that followed her all the way up to her retirement. But
Right,
yeah,
right.
good to see. It's cool to see her back, and we'll see what she does. We'll see where it goes.
How you feeling, MG, about AJ and her return?
I was never personally a big fan of AJ, but I understand her importance in the sense of how popular she was back then. But right now, we're really starting to see like the first crop of women's wrestlers pop up who, growing up, AJ Lee was their favorite wrestler, right? Because that was about 10 years ago. So, um, all the little girls who are getting into wrestling now that were watching then were probably huge AJ Lee fans. So, I mean, you know how big a fan like Rhea is of AJ. You know how big a fan like Roxanne is, and a lot of the other women on the roster are like well known,
Roxanne
like
is.
big AJ Lee fans.
Shoot, even Bailey.
Bailey, yep. Even some people who are just like really close friends with her, like I believe Naomi is like really close friends with AJ Lee. So like this is the first crop of women who were fans of hers that are now wrestlers, and it would be cool to actually see her get in the ring with them. Like, not necessarily, give back. I mean, if she's not gonna be, there to be like a full time kind of person, like, okay, let's kind of do what we did with like Cena, where it's like we get some matchups that we want to see. Let's get an AJ and a Rhea match. Let's get an AJ and a Roxanne match. Like some of these matches we never got a chance to see before, or just fresh matchups now, because the one thing she is she is one of the best talkers, and she is popular enough to actually make people tune in terms of WWE fans. And that's something they're missing right now outside of Rhea Ripley, right? Because Bianca had cooled off a lot even before she got injured because of how she was being booked. They don't really have anybody else on that roster that's kind of like mega popular like Rhea. So it'd be good to have another person there to kind of help build up some of these other women.
Already stupid, bro.
What you say? Oh, yeah, yeah,
Hilarious.
yeah, yeah.
Hilarious.
Whatever happened to the old girl? Whatever happened to the old girl that was also a big fan of AJ and CM Punk?
Huh. Hmm.
I
Which
forget
You
her
one?
know,
name.
she is driving a new Mercedes around.
You stupid, bro. Oh, bro.
I
Oh,
mean,
this-
I
and,
mean,
and
I
on that
didn't
note,
post it.
look, and on that note, we're gonna get to the next topic. Okay, it's like, look, as far okay, AJ was the biggest return for the women's side, but a return that honestly, and I remember we watched this at real time. A lot of us didn't really see it coming, and we got the return of Brock. Brock Lesnar, for the first time in 2 years, made his return at SummerSlam this year, and of course, this caused a lot of controversy because of Brock's "quote unquote" involvement with the Vince McMahon scandal, which personally I don't think he's really guilty of anything, but Brock is back. Brock officially came back this year, and the only thing he really did was the feud with Cena and the War Games, and it's being rumored that Brock is about to have his retirement tour. And the even bigger rumor is that Gunther's going to be Brock's last match. Look, anytime Brock Lesnar's on screen, it's always a welcomed addition. Brock is still box office. He's still that dude. And Mark, how'd you feel about Brock's return, and how you feel about Brock going on a retirement tour with potentially Gunther being the one to retire Brock?
9 letters, 1 word, pointless. That's pretty much me with Brock Lesnar. I don't care. I just don't care.
Wow, we're at that point with Brock.
I mean, why would I care? He shows up 1 time a year, suplex, does a stupid little dance, goes away. I'm over it.
He's gonna. Oh, he may rip his jeans, or he may slip and fall. You never know.
Yeah, it's cool and all. I just don't care. And it ain't got nothing for anybody says it. It ain't got nothing to do with the Vince stuff, because Brock been this way before the Vince stuff. Okay. Brock is just Brock. You know, I get it. He's super popular. He's a legit guy. That's all fine and dandy. But the way they use him, I don't think my problem is with Brock. I think it's the way they use Brock is my problem. It's kind of pointless. He's there, and then that's it. He shows up, wins, goes away for like 9 months, and then comes back, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's Brock Lesnar." Eh. That's pretty much my thoughts. I don't care.
Yeah, that 2-year break, I don't know. I don't know if it cooled him off or what, but I think he's going to be putting over people this whole time too. And that him slipping and fall was like a great moment. That's probably my favorite since he's came back. It's the best thing he's done. Was.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm gonna agree with my tag team partner over here. Brock's back. I don't care. Like I'm over the Brock thing. Like, he was already gone for 2 years. I moved on. He's back, and I got nothing for him. He got nothing for me. Like, been there, done that. I'll watch his last match or whatever like that. But anything else in between, it's like he's been there, done that, literally with everything. Like even going back to that WrestlePalooza and that squash with Cena, seen it already. There's nothing more else he could do that I haven't already seen, and what else he can bring to the table. So yeah.
Damn. MG, where you at on Brock's return?
I'm in the middle on it. Like, I don't have any interest in Brock being back for the sake of wrestling people we've already seen him wrestle. Like, I don't want to see him versus Roman or Cody or Seth. Like, I don't want to see that. Now, if you're telling me like I'm gonna get Brock versus like Braun Breaker, Gunther, and Jacob Fatu and Oba Femi at some point in this next year, if those are the only four matches I get from Brock over this next year before he retires, sign me up, right? Because those are kind of there's not really between those people they create a different kind of moment, right? Like anytime like Jacob Fatu and Braun Breaker have like interacted on screen, and you've gotten that stare down, and you get that big gasp from the crowd, right? Like it getting like two like giant badasses together in the ring, it just kind of creates a like a awe moment, right? As a fan, and there's only a couple of those left for Brock, and those are the names I mentioned would be the ones. Outside of that, I have no interest in seeing him wrestle anybody else besides those like Gunther, Jacob Fatu, Braun Breaker, and Oba Femi. Those would be the only four people I would care to see wrestle.
And if I remember correctly, before Brock pretty much got um, cast away, wasn't the match at before Sami Zayn was going to be Brock and Gunther for the IC belt?
Yeah, that's what the word was.
And Brock was supposed to return that Rumble, but then that was when the news
Yeah.
broke. Oh yeah.
Oh, let me take that back too. If one of these matches is Brock putting over Javon Evans, which is like the likelihood of that even being a thought on the table of WWE, being zero probably. But if that was one of the matches, like Brock putting over Javon Evans to kind of make him a big star, I'd be cool with that too. But
Man, you want to see Javon Evans get killed?
well, if Brock is going to put him over, that's fine. Like again, Javon Evans is going to be in a lot of David and Goliath storylines, so like that would be one of those ones where it'd be like, oh shit, Brock put over Javon Evans. They actually believe in him. Like if they were to do something like that, then I'd be cool with it too. But I doubt they would ever even do something like that. So it's just kind of a pipe dream.
Yeah, but I agree. I agree with MG. I'll be only interested if you put him against this younger crop. Like, again, I think Brock Lesnar versus Oba Femi, put that shit on a poster. I don't give a fuck if you're somebody who hasn't watched wrestling. You see those two big motherfuckers staring at each other. If you're changing the channel, you see that, you're gonna want to see that fight. Of course, him and Braun will be good. Yeah, only for the younger talent. And if you're gonna have Brock put these guys over, I'm all for that because I've been a big proponent of Triple H trying to put over this young talent all year long. And I think Brock is the perfect guy to do it. But like I said, that Brock Lesnar retirement tour, if it is gonna happen, it's gonna be really interesting to see how they use Brock. For sure, because to Quez's point, unlike Cena, Brock is gonna speak his mind about who he wants to put over, who he doesn't want to put over. So it'll be interesting. It'll definitely be interesting. And then, of course, arguably the biggest topic that happened this year. This is probably gonna get a lot of hot takes from people, which I kind of anticipated. Because a lot of people have different opinions on this subject. We also had the passing of Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan passed away on the 4th of July, I believe, this year due to cardiac arrest in his home. And um, and his death has been, first of all, me and I was just talking about it. Oh, Quez was talking about it. It feels like it was forever ago, but it was literally like in the summer. And of course, his death brings a lot of controversy. We all know the Hulk Hogan scandal, about what he did, what he said, and it caused a lot of division between wrestling fans. There was one division that's forever fuck Hulk Hogan. Then there's one side of the fandom that's like you could separate, from the man for the performer, and then there's the other side that's like, I don't give a fuck. Hulk Hogan's forever the man. He's the reason wrestling is where it is. I don't give a fuck what he did. So you have that side. All I'll say about Hulk Hogan, because I don't think we never really fully discussed this on this podcast when it happened. I believe two sides can be true. Two sides can be true. On one hand, you are the biggest thing that ever happened to this industry. Hell, you're the reason why wrestling is where it is to this very day. Hell, you're pretty much the reason why podcasts like this is happening, and a whole lot of stuff. It's because of Hulk Hogan is the reason why a lot of us know wrestling. But it's also true that the man was a narcissist, egotistical, and racist human being. Two sides can be true. I'm not the type that will. I'm not that type that will speak ill of the dead unless they did something with children or did something heinous whatsoever. That's different. But I will say Hulk Hogan is one of the GOATs of wrestling, but at the same time, we also got to acknowledge that this man was also a terrible human being. That's all I got to say about it. But Mark, how do you feel about Hulk Hogan, if you even cared? Because I know Hulk Hogan's way before your time. And how do you feel about him and his death?
Um, is the whole thing is just crazy to me because when it happened, it was like the biggest thing in wrestling. I felt like it kind of felt like time stopped for like just a brief moment, and then it just kind of went away. Like it got to a point where I kind of forgot he died, and not to be funny or anything, it's just kind of forgot. Um, and I'm not finna sit up here and judge that man because Lord knows I ain't perfect. None of us are, and we've all done stuff that we probably regret. So just to sit up there and judge someone because their stuff came out, I don't know. I'm just not gonna do it. And he dead too. So like I'm a show respect. You know what I'm saying? Leave it at that. But that's just me though. Like you said though, James, both sides can be true. You don't have to agree with my stance on it. You know what I'm saying? You are valid to feel however you want to feel about it for real, because the whole thing is kind of scummy, right? But at the same time, you gotta also say, you take away the human, he still is the reason why professional wrestling got as hot as it was. If it wasn't for him, a lot of the stuff that you like, in the wrestling business would have never happened, you know? And I know a lot of people may look at that and say, oh, that's so cliche of you to say, but it's true. Just because something's cliche doesn't mean that it's not true. Um, the man forever changed the wrestling business for better or worse. He changed it, right? The biggest star ever in professional wrestling.
This man Quiz.
Hey man, look, I'm not.
What? What? What I do?
Never mind.
Hey
Oh, you
man,
talking about I yawn? It's like it's almost midnight here.
look,
It
hey
wasn't because
man,
of that.
it is very late. Um, but yeah, no, like Hulk Hogan, yeah, I think he's an icon. He's a legend, and that's pretty much it. That's all I gotta say for it.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. Yeah, it feels like a long time. Um, but yeah, he's a very polarizing figure, even in death. But he did a lot of bad stuff. But as a wrestler, he's probably the best of all time. I mean, you probably. I mean, if you're like on a Mount Rushmore, he definitely on it, and helped popularize it, and then again in the '90s helped rejuvenate it to the biggest it's ever been. And when I was younger, he did come back in like the ruthless aggression time in like what 2002, 2003. Even Mr. America, I like that when he not Hulk Hogan, if that was him. I like that, but yeah, well, we wouldn't be here because if you asked Hulk Hogan, he would tell you, "Yeah, I invented podcasting," but that's the kind of guy he was.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Brother, I was the first one with a microphone in my hand, dude.
I told Joe Rogan.
I told him, dude. Back in 1965, Madison Square Garden, dude. Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just talking in the podcast in TNA with Dixie Carter, and I was like, "Wow, maybe people want to listen to this."
Yeah,
Like Eric Bischoff.
Elvis watched me wrestle in 1984. What?
1984. I bet he did. I bet he did.
Quiz, what are your thoughts on Hulk Hogan and his passing?
First off, I just want to say the irony: you have Hulk Hogan and John Cena on the same screen right now.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah,
Cena, today's time, the modern day Hulk Hogan. Man, but yeah, like I know we mentioned this earlier too. It was like, dang, like I forgot he died this year. Not out of disrespect, but it was just like so long ago, like back in the summertime where it just happened. And thinking back to that moment, it was literally like the world stood still for a moment. Cause I don't know if you guys remember, because it was like we had a lot of loss over the summer. Cause like before Hulk Hogan, remember it was like Ozzy Osbourne, like the week prior, and like a few days after that. Michael Jamal Warner, he passed away.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's right.
And then literally it was like I was at work and then somebody was like, death comes in threes. And then I was like, bro, don't say that. Don't say that. And then literally within the next few minutes, one of my other coworkers almost dropped his phone. It's like, oh shit, Hulk Hogan died. And we all froze and was like, what? Like, it was just a shock. It was literally a shock. Like literally the last person I would think of ever in that singular moment for that mythical, like the third one, it just happened to be the Hulkster, brother. Yeah, definitely. The Mount Rushmore, the pedestal of sports entertainment, that is Hulk Hogan, who transcended the business of professional wrestling to Hollywood, to fashion, to like his clothes that he was able to like have transcended for adults and the kids, to reality TV. He'll always have one of the top 3 best reality show moments in history when he was jamming to that Jeezy song, jamming to I Love It.
Yes, dude. That was iconic, man.
Like he kept rewinding every 10 seconds just to make sure he got that hook down. And I love it. Like
He was blasted it too, though. Like
for real. Like he was really getting down with that, bro. Yeah, like he was just literally like entertaining, you know what I'm saying? And he transcended the pro wrestling thing into life, man. And a lot of people were shocked, dismayed, sad, confused, and some people I'll even say jovial for their personal reasons on why. For the reason why he died. And it was like, oh. And I will say something that's like I'll say it's unfortunate with the reaction that he did have, only because, not saying because of the behavior was unwarranted. Like what he was saying, what he was been on, like some of his stuff that he'd been on as far as like racism comments and discrimination, whatever he'd been on, and how being a terrible person. Like For you to get that reaction from people in return, like, oh, you ain't ish or whatever, it's warranted. But for somebody that was Hulk Hogan's stature and the popularity that he had over the course of the past 40 some odd years, you wouldn't expect that type of reaction that a pro wrestling legend and icon would get following their passing, especially the result of what it was. It should have been like near universal, like gloss of like, dang, Hulk Hogan, rest in peace, a whole bunch of tributes, respect, all that. We didn't get that. We didn't get a lot of that. Instead, you had some people trying to say praise and thank Hulk Hogan, but yet other people on the side of the internet is like, oh yeah, you gonna say rest in peace to a racist? Yeah, R.I.P. Hogan, rest in piss, motherfucker. Like that. Like it's just that dark cloud that's over his career and his legacy now because of some of the action and stuff like that he been on. You go back
You
to
want to know
the
what's
Raw.
crazy,
You
Quiz?
go back to the Raw. Hold on one second. You go back to the Raw, the first Raw of the year where Hulk Hogan was there.
I was
He
about to
was
say that. I was
booed.
about to bring that up.
Yep. He got booed. And you see, like, this generation of wrestling fans that's like 2000s, 2010s, even something like 2020s. Like, they know the quote unquote real Hulk Hogan. They know what he owned. They know what type of stuff that's the true Hulk Hogan that's not in favor with a lot of people. And they don't care what he did back then. He wasn't around back then in the 80s and the 90s during the WWF and the WCW runs of Hulk Hogan. They know maybe a little bit of the WWE run. They know the TNA run. And they know the personal life of Hulk Hogan, what was going on. There was some cool, like the Jeezy stuff, and some bad, like with the relationships, marriage, the interactions with other people in other climates and backgrounds, and his thoughts, his political affiliations. And a lot of people wasn't messing with that either. It's just, a dark cloud, an unfortunate ending to somebody that was undeniably a GOAT in the pro wrestling space.
Yeah,
And I find
like
and James, let me ask you this:
what's
do you
up?
find this? And it's kind of ironic. Look at how Hulk Hogan was minimalized and celebrated following his passing, and how that reaction was. And then look at all the love Roddy Piper had, even the character that he played. How does that differ so much?
That's a great question. And there's some stuff about Piper too that people don't want to
Yeah,
discuss. But I just find it. I mean, I just find it before I pass off to MG because we know MG. But I just find it. I mentioned that John Cena is one of the most important figures in WWE. Hogan, in my opinion, is the most important figure in that company's history. And it's kind of crazy that the last time, his last ever appearance on on WWE television, like Quest brought up, is him being booed out the building. That is crazy. Um, but hopefully, and again, and before I pass off the image, I just want to say, hopefully, in Hogan's last days, he was able to atone for his actions and for the things that he's done. Last I heard, like a year before he passed, he gave his life over to Christ, and hopefully he had a road of redemption, so to speak.
Yeah,
Before his
death to do
passing.
that to a man.
Go I'm just saying, hopefully before his passing, he was able to right the wrongs that he made in his life. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, a pretty big group of people he hasn't righted that wrong with. So I mean,
And you never know. You never know what phone calls was made. We never know who reached out to
yeah,
who. Like, you never
to
know. You never
friends, but
know.
he ain't never said nothing to the fans.
Go ahead, MG. Damn.
I just got to correct somebody in the chat. Most people don't hate Hogan because of his Trump support. You obviously were not there for what happened 10 years before the Trump support thing happened, where the initial hatred came from. But Look, man, people. I don't like this thing where people pick and choose with shitty people to celebrate and not celebrate when it's time to remember a motherfucker or they pass or something happens. To me, you live if you live life as a shitty person, then you going to me you get remembered as a shitty person. You don't get to be a shitty person and then leave Earth with all the damage you've done, and all of a sudden be celebrated after the damage you've done while you were alive. It's kind of fucked up. You're just shooting him bail at that point for his actions, not anybody else. You're shooting him bail for his actions. I get it. Absolute, probably the biggest star in wrestling history. Well, not probably, but he is. Absolutely, the wrestling business would not be where it is today without him. His contributions to wrestling cannot be disputed at all. But the man, to say we're going to separate the man from the character when he lived the character pretty much in his everyday life, like, come on. When I had countless stories of how bad of a friend he was to people, obviously some of the allegations and stuff that came out. Not even allegation. You can't even call them allegations. This is the point where that people are forgetting. They're not allegations. He was on tape. It's not even an allegation. It's something that happened. Right? I seen somebody mention Flair in the comment section. Nah, don't get me started. Don't get me started. James, no.
Yeah, yeah.
James, no. Where I'm at on that one. Right? You guys never hear me talk about Roddy Piper for a reason. Right? So like I'm just not gonna celebrate somebody who was that way just because they passed. I'm not. I'm not gonna shoot him bail just because he's no longer on this earth and scapegoat him for his actions. They're not allegations. They're things that actually happened. They're documented multiple times. Right? We can acknowledge his contribution to wrestling, but ain't nobody gonna be sitting here celebrating Karl Malone when he passes.
That's a little extreme, MG. Damn, like,
Okay, I'll go another four. I'll go another. I'll go a step further.
being a racist and
This,
that is
I'll go even
crazy.
further. This country was built on racism, and people want to celebrate the forefathers like they weren't racist and say, "Well, we wouldn't have this country if it wasn't for them." So we're just gonna let them off the hook for being racist?
I don't think it's okay. This conversation finna go off the rails, but
No, I'm
I
not. I'm
don't.
not. I'm not trying to take it all the way like crazy with it like that.
Yeah,
But I'm just saying, like, people kind of have this thing where they like to pick and choose based on how much they like somebody or how like impactful they were on their life, and they kind of people kind of juggle their morals when it comes to certain people, and that kind of defeats the purpose of morality at that point.
I think I I'll just say this: the way I look at it with Hulk Hogan is that like him like I don't know. People who like go online and you celebrate the man's death to me is just kind of weird. I just think like and anybody, not just Hogan. I don't for me personally, right? Once again, people can feel however they want to feel. This is just what helps me sleep through the night. It helps me have a better day. I just can't carry all that hate in my heart for anybody. It's like you did what you did. Yes. Was it bad? Yes. I don't condone what you did. I don't condone a lot of stuff my own friends do. Right. But MG is right in a way, in the sense of that people do cherry pick on who they want. Like, oh, yeah, you was this guy and you meant this much to me, so I'll let it slide. I don't think we should let any of it slide. You can show respect and still acknowledge that someone was a bad person. You can still do that, right? Because let's say it was your family member. I'm not speaking towards MG, I'm speaking towards anybody, right? Like if it's your family member and you know for a fact they did some bad stuff to people, but to you, that was your relative, that was your loved one, whatever the case may be, right? And you go online and you see people just like making fun of them and all this other stuff, right? You gonna feel some type of way about it. Even though you know that they did certain things, you gonna ride for your family member, you gonna ride for your best friends, whatever the case may be. Once again, I just
It
choose not
depends
to
on what
have
they
that.
did. Depends on what they
Bro,
did.
no, bro.
You know where I'm going with this, Mark.
I know where you going with it, but but bro, biasness has always been around. It's not gonna go anywhere, right? But I just think that you can't you can't go around just like always saying F Hulk Hogan forever and all this stuff, bro. You gotta let it go. He did what he did. He's dead. He can't. It's not like he finna come back tomorrow and say I'm sorry and apologize. It's over. I guess it's just over. You walking around being upset about it all the time, or just bringing it up, it don't fix anything. Like I'm not saying just like, oh, don't think about it anymore and don't acknowledge it, but like there's no, it's just over. Like, there's no point. Just gotta let it be. But that's just
Now I'm
my
just
stance,
thinking.
bro.
Now I'm just thinking about if Hulk Hogan ever did respawn and come back on this earth.
He gonna come back next week. He gonna apologize next week.
No, it ain't even that. He had 10. He had 10 years. He had 10 plus years to apologize.
He coming back, MG. He coming back, bro.
I,
He gonna
he ain't coming
apologize.
back. I know he not coming back.
You know that? How you know? How you know?
You know
Yeah,
what? You're right. He might not put that.
exactly.
Bro, you think he finna kick out? You crazy?
Yeah, he might not put that over.
You
He
gonna
finna
Hulk
get
up?
up. He gonna look at the Grim Reaper. You brother, you about to beat his
uh.
ass.
No, my
Leg
thing is
drop.
you should rest the way that you lived your life. If you lived your life as a good person, rest in peace. If you lived your life as a bad person, rest in peace. That's where I stand on it.
Wow.
Like I say, bro. Like I say, to everybody though, we to everybody, me, you, Arlo, James, Quiz, everybody in the chat, people who ain't watching us, to somebody out there, we have done something bad and they hope the worst for us because of how we treated them, what we did to them. Somebody out there hope the same thing for us, bro. But we don't think that we're bad people. Once again, I'm not really comparing
No,
the thing with
but
Hulk Hogan, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just, I hope you get what I'm trying to say.
the
You know what I mean?
accounts of many of things of Hogan's past are. It's not like it was just a oopsie. This was a one-time thing kind of deal with him.
Yeah, it's been a numerous thing of like him always being a bad person, you know?
Yeah, because people make mistakes, of course. Like we're humans, so I'm not blind to that. And people deserve second chances, but when you're given 80 chances
Count.
and more than 80, um, at what point is it? You know, see, it's what it is.
Yeah. Like I'm not condoning what he said, obviously. Like that's not what we doing. It's just, you know, you can, and I think we all can agree on this. And I believe you said it though, MG, is that, or maybe it was James, one of y'all. You can be a legend and you can also be an asshole at the same time.
Yeah,
Both statements can be true,
Very true.
you know.
very true. I
Very,
mean,
And
like,
that's
I mean,
he
that's
is.
my stance on it, you know.
yeah,
Yeah, he's absolutely a legend. I'm not denying that the legend status. You can't deny it.
yeah. My favorite athlete, Michael Jordan, legend, but he's also an asshole. So I mean, like, it's the truth. I mean, Ric Flair, racist, Undertaker, exposed to be a simp this year. Like, it shit happens,
Not his
but
fault, bro.
I'm
Yeah,
about to say, Sip is
but
a
here's
whole
the
different
problem.
magnitude of being racist, bro. Come
Yes.
on.
Here's the problem that I have with it, and this is my last piece
I just
on it.
had to say it.
My problem with it is majority white people telling black people y'all should not be celebrating this shit. Like the man wasn't racist to us. And it's always the people who weren't offended telling the offended how they should feel or handle shit. And that part I ain't with.
That's valid though.
That is very valid.
Great point.
That's very true.
Right? That's the part where I'm like, at that point, I got to turn up on y'all. Like, it's, right? Because you, as the person who was not offended, you can't tell the offended how to feel or how to handle or process it. Like, you just can't.
Yeah, that's kind of like telling like those people who got affected in the Holocaust, just don't worry about it. You know?
Yeah, like,
People die every
like
day.
it's over. It was so long ago. No.
No, it's never over. But you know,
Get over
Yeah, now
it.
Hogan obviously didn't affect our lives negatively in that sense, obviously. But you also have to understand what Hogan meant to people growing up. And when you mean that much to people, the damage cuts a little bit deeper than just random. Like,
Yes.
yeah, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
Roddy Piper being that way is one thing, right? But I mean, I'm
kind of hurt to
nobody
find
in
out
my
about
household was a
Hogan,
Roddy
bro.
Piper fan. You know, like Hogan was like the universal, like he was the guy, right? Like it cuts a lot deeper when
Everybody
it's
fuck with them.
yeah, it cuts a lot deeper when it's Hogan, right? It'd be like if Jeff Hardy or Rey Mysterio came out and
Well,
did some bullshit, right? We'd be devastated, right? And that's a part of the anger and the backlash you're seeing is because of that. It's not just necessarily what he said, but it's how deep it cut because of what Hogan meant to people before it came out, you know?
Mm-hmm. Hey, you know
The more
what?
people
Even
love
if he
you,
did
when you hurt
apologize,
them, the more it hurts. That's just what it is, right? That's why
yeah.
when family hurts you, it hurt more than anybody else.
yeah, you feel it a lot. Like he could have apologized and everything, and you know what? If people didn't want to accept the apology, that's valid too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, he didn't apologize. He just said, "Got to watch out for them cameras, brother."
watch out for them cameras.
That's
Be more
All
careful.
part of the show, man.
so. I mean, that's you know.
Yeah.
Look, all that's well and good, man. But look, I mean, if you could find the heart, if you have the heart to forgive someone like that, I mean, more power to you. But again, I I gotta get better myself. Like I got 132 reasons why I can't forgive a certain somebody, but $132 worth of reasons. But anyway,
That's a lot of reasons.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, all in all, you know, Hulk Hogan passed.
Donations. Donation.
Oh
Ain't
shit!
say that no. Ain't say that no. Why?
Hey, salute.
Hey, shout out to Hardy for the dollar don't know into the Cash App, man. Said great video, guys.
$1?
Salute. So, hey, be grateful, Mark. Be grateful. Thank you for
Wow.
that dollar. Be grateful. Thank you
Him
for that
telling you to
dollar.
be grateful for the dollar is crazy.
I mean, he just talked about 132. So
Yo.
That is
he
crazy.
knows every dollar.
Him
Hey,
telling
I
you
just
to be
said-
grateful for the dollar.
I just said I'm trying to be a better person. So this is God giving me the opportunity. So yeah, thank you for that dollar.
Well, that makes one that makes one of us between you and Hogan that's trying to be a better person.
Yeah.
Sorry, the
Baby,
joke
you
was sitting
still
right there.
change.
The joke
You
was
can
sitting
still
right there. I'm
change.
sorry.
Oh. But yeah, but
Oh, dog.
We can't forget how
yo.
Vince almost crashed his car. Well, he did crash his car the day of.
He did.
Vince did. Yeah, for those who may not know, yeah, when Hogan passed, Vince got into a
Yeah.
car crash.
Vince
We
crashed
almost
out.
lost. We almost lost Vince and Hogan in the same day.
Ooh, I can't. No. I don't mean that.
You know what, Mark?
Oh.
No.
I'm not gonna say it. You know, I'm gonna let it be.
No.
I'm gonna let it be.
No.
I just want people to remember, you know, when him and you know, Orange Hair Man eventually passed, like every human does at some point. I just want people to remember the same things they've been telling me about how I responded to Hulk Hogan's passing. That's all, right?
I just know if and whenever that moment does happen, you probably do not want you.
No, I'm gonna be on Twitter reminding people that no, he built WWE. No, Orange Hair Man was the president of the country. Show your respects.
I'm just saying, whenever that moment does happen with Rick or Vince or whatever, not saying it needs to happen today. Not rushing it. Yo, take your time, Lord, with all of us. Most of us. You don't want to miss that podcast.
Bro, I'm not looking forward to that day because bro, that's gonna be a terrible day.
No, it's not, bro.
Yeah.
We'll be here to remind people that, you know, to show some grace and be respectful and mindful of the dead.
Well,
remember the SmackDown commentary with the Pat Patterson when James tried to show respect?
I just wish that people wouldn't be so disrespectful on the internet to people. And not because some people don't deserve it. It's because why would you want that to be a part of what people remember you for? Or like if you're going to go do something and now you can't do it because you made this dumb tweet about somebody passing. You know, like I don't know, bro. Anyway, it don't matter. Can we move on?
Okay.
There's other names that people need to show respect for. But yeah, we can.
Y'all better show respect when I die. I swear to God. I swear to God, I'm coming back.
Amen.
Y'all go get y'all judgment date.
Oh my, y'all.
I'll take that back. I'll probably be gone before you, Mark. Never mind.
Like that, bro.
Don't say that, bro.
My respect to you if I'm going before you. I'm older than him. By law,
say that, bro.
I'm
Wait a
older
minute.
than him.
He is older.
The natural flow of
Yeah.
nature is I'm probably going to be going before you.
Yeah, you're gonna be like, damn, you here too?
Wait a minute. I'm trying to figure out who donated. I'm trying to figure out somebody donated 83 cents to the Cash App. Who did that? Salute to y'all.
Hey, salute to the 83 cents, bro.
I just want to know the significance of the 83.
Yeah, what does that actually mean?
No, like seriously, like why not 82 or 84?
You think 83?
MGB ungrateful. See what I mean?
No,
I'm not. I just want to know the significance of it because he could have did 82.
That's a very odd number.
He could have did 80 even. Like I don't know.
83.
I feel like 83 has a significance here.
Hey, whoever donated that 83 cents, hey, thank you very much for your contribution. Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Shout out to you, bro. Or gal.
Hashtag PrimePod 313.
Yes,
appreciate y'all.
100%.
Dollar sign. I said hashtag. I'm fried. Dollar sign PrimePod 313.
That's CMOS, bro.
Yeah, the overdose.
I don't know if Mark can get that one. I don't know if Mark can understand that one.
Yeah. That was good.
First of all,
I'm sorry. It was right there.
First of all, the shop been closed down since all month. Like, I couldn't get a re-up.
Oh shit!
Happy holidays! I ain't got no Seymour shit.
Oh, re-up.
Oh man. All right, so to wrap this up, I figure it'll be appropriate. We give give out some individual awards on what we thought was the best of 2025. I got
MG, you think Hulk Hogan still be alive if he had some CMOS?
Dead, yeah.
Oh my
Well,
God, bro!
hey, Mark, number 2.
No, but that's about number 5 at this point. Fuck number 5. That is number 5.
Man, I got one soundbite I could have played about Hulk Hogan, but I'm gonna leave it
Man, get to
alone.
the awards, man.
Okay, all right. So yes, I got
Hey,
so
MG,
Number
MG,
6.
that's 6.
That's it. 6 or 7. One of the two at this point. I don't know.
MG. I got a question.
Number
Yeah,
8.
shoot.
Lollipop or Candy Shop?
Oh my
God.
God, that's number 87.
Yeah, that
We jumping all the way up
so-
to 87 on that one.
All right, so the categories I got, I'm gonna ask y'all, what was y'all's match of the year?
Yeah.
Who y'all thought was your favorite women's wrestler of the year, male wrestler of the year, and who was what was your favorite pay-per-view of the year? So I'm gonna go with you, Mark.
Of course.
What was your favorite match of 2025?
Ooh, boy. You know, my favorite match, you already know. Actually, I don't know why. You know, there's some contestants in there. Can I give a runner-up? Is that possible?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so my runner-up match of the year was, believe it or not, it was on SmackDown. The Street Profits, DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, TLC for the tag team titles. That was a great match. That was a phenomenal match.
Wasn't
But
what was it, Tamatonga and Mr. Bitch Assholes of Flaming Doritos, Tonga Laura in there too?
no, they were not. They were not.
Oh, okay.
No, that was last year.
That was a year before that one.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
We climbed all the way to the tippity top of the ladder. Yeah, that was great though. That was great. But no, my match of the year was obviously Io, Bianca, Rhea Ripley, WrestleMania 41. I believe that was night 2. That was my match of the year. So yeah.
All right. And who are? Oh, I'll just go ahead and go down the line. Arlo, what was your favorite match of 2025?
That's probably number 2. But it was John Cena, Cody Rhodes. They finally turned it up and
Which
they tore
one?
the house down.
SummerSlam.
The SummerSlam, obviously.
Okay, you got to clarify.
Yeah.
Question that though. Girl, you know.
Yeah. It's not gonna be my bet. The WrestleMania is not gonna be my best match.
Quez.
Am I doing all of them or am I just doing match of the year?
Match of the year. Your favorite match of the year.
My favorite match of the year, Cena Styles at what's the Crown Jewel?
Yep.
What was that pay-per-view? Yeah, Cena versus AJ Styles, Crown Jewel. Primarily because not so much just wise as like the match quality, but it was more so like the tribute fest, the moves that they was able to pull off, the crowd energy off the bungee, what they was able to control. And it was a match that both those guys wanted. And it's a match really Cena won. That's why he really went all out, gave it his best. Probably his best performance wise that he gave it to a match next to the match he had with Logan. Yeah, between that, the tribute spots, the Sister Abigail's that Cena hit, the all the moves that AJ was in, he hit the coquina clutch on Cena or whatever. Like the span finish they had back and forth you see in Cena match before that, but when those two hit it, it really helped tell that big of a story as far as like two, like just going at it one last time. And you know that's setting this table like Cena on his way out, and they finally announced at the end of the match when Styles leaving the ring, they announced that like next year will be Styles' final year. So, just like the whole storybook and then closing chapter, their rivalry done perfectly, which honestly was so better than the stuff they had with Orton or the rivalry he had with Punk. Like how they had it, they really nicely put a bow on those two. So overall wise, match wise, story wise, that they was put together last minute, Cena Styles.
MG, what was your favorite match of 2025?
Yeah, I'm with Arlo. SummerSlam, Cena, Cody. I think that was it's neck and neck with the triple threat for Mania for me, with Io, Rhea, and Bianca. But I think the kind of passion of the torch moment kind of put it over the top for me as the best match of the year.
Well, for a match of my favorite match of 2025. Okay, for me, I have to go with the night one main event, Punk, Roman, and Seth Rollins. I thought it was a great match. Thought it told a really good story. The ending was somewhat shocking. We all had a feeling Seth was probably going to win, but how it went down, I think none of us really saw coming. I thought it was really well done, really well executed. Um, and plus, being that it was Punk's first WrestleMania main event, and Coach's first WrestleMania main event with Roman Reigns, I thought was very significant. And I just want to say, ain't it scary? I think I told you this, Mark. It is so scary how 2015, 2025, when it looks like they're gonna give Seth a big push, but an injury sidelights him. Damn near 10 years apart.
Yeah, dude, I don't
That's
know.
pretty scary.
Every time he gets close to that belt or he gets the belt, yeah, I don't know, man. It feels like bad juju at this point with him.
Don't go there. MG, don't you say nothing. All right,
He didn't even say anything.
He didn't even say anything.
Anyway,
but I know
That man ain't
Mark,
say
Mark,
nothing.
you tried to give him the assist, but I intercepted that shit. No.
Okay, man. Okay.
It's-
Um,
that triple threat though, that triple threat with the ladies at Mania was a great match too. I just want to make sure I acknowledge that too.
Bro, every
Yeah, it
match
was
that
great.
y'all mentioned was a certified banger. Everybody was whooping for real.
And you know what? And I'm gonna give my runner up. And I know some of y'all may be surprised by this. Actually, we rewatched this match recently. Even though I don't necessarily like these two guys,
Oh,
gotta give Ospreay and Hangman credit for Double or Nothing.
you know
That was a really good match, and I'm not the biggest Ospreay Hangman fan, but that match was really damn good.
you know what I think about that match, bro. I think at a certain point, I believe MG mentioned this, is like when you get to like hour 9 of a pay-per-view,
Yeah,
you know,
you don't appreciate it.
yeah, like I just didn't care anymore. No disrespect to them. I'm a Will Ospreay fan through and through. Love the man so much. Obviously I have a bias towards Hangman. I think he's great. But it's just the pay-per-views are too long for me sometimes.
For sure. All right, Mark. Who was your who's wrestler of the year for you on the men's side, men and women?
Oh boy. Okay, now this is actually the tough one. I'm not gonna lie. The ladies, you know what? Who? Jesus Christ. There's so many people. Uh, you know, I'm ha. I'm gonna go EO for the women. Naomi would have been my pick actually if she didn't get hurt. She was on a run, dude. She was on a run.
I was about to say she didn't get hurt.
Bro, if she didn't get hurt, that was my pick.
No, she got hurt.
She got hurt.
She got hurt for sure.
Oh, not hurt. I'm sorry. I meant. Well, wait. Yeah, okay. It goes to show you that I don't really keep up with some of this stuff sometimes. I'm sorry. When her and Big Jim got pregnant, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Shout out, shout out to EO.
Yeah, shout out to EO though. Wait. He baited me into that. I don't like it. I don't appreciate that, man.
I'm just
You
saying. I'm
have to
just
bait
saying.
me.
I'm
No,
just saying.
no.
EO, Naomi tried to, EO tried to help Naomi. That's all.
Yeah, yeah. Stomp. Hey, bro. My male wrestler of the year is this gonna sound crazy. See, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Male wrestler.
My male wrestler of the year. This is crazy. I'm a oh boy. I'm okay. My male wrestler of the year, I'm gonna go with Javon Evans, but my runner up is
Wow.
Kyle Fletcher.
Okay. All right. I was not expecting that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Arlo, who was your female wrestler of the year, male wrestler of the year?
It's gonna be Naomi. She just was the most entertaining. I did think Io has had. I don't think she's had a bad match like in like years, and then this year is no exception. And that the Evolution match too, that was
Oh,
great.
so good.
But
Mm.
um, she left, and the women's division fell apart. Naomi, so it just has to be her. For the men. That's kind of tough. The men have shit the bed.
Yeah, you got that right.
Uh,
Now
Trick
you
Williams, when he turned heel and he had a great run, especially with TNA champion.
ooh,
Yeah, that's the show I actually watch the most, and he's like great now. Like he was like rough around the edges, but like he's like very well rounded right now. So it's probably Trick.
Quiz, female wrestler of the year, male wrestler of the year.
Female wrestler of the year, no brainer. That's has to go to Naomi. For a lot of reasons, Arlo pointed out as well too. Whereas when she got to run that division where they allowed her to go back to the top, she took the ball and ran with it with the Money in the Bank, killed that whole crash out caution gimmick, and she had like people rooting for her and cheering for her, even as her being a heel. And she got she got the title, as well as her enjoying that pregnancy. When she left, yes, the women's division fell apart because between a lot stopped being built in with her and Io Sky, old reliable Io Sky as well. She's doing her thing too, but you're matching up in different things and tag teams and other title contests, whatever, chopping up with Rhea Ripley and most other things too. The will they, the won't they, the rivalry and then the friendly rivalry. Like Io's been a workhorse for sure this year. And I'm not mad for anybody else that would say Io Sky's female wrestler of the year. That's rightfully deserved. But I was just saying, like, the person that really lit up that division and took it by the horns and really left a lot on the table, if she was there, she could have took off of it, was Naomi. So yeah, salute to her. And yeah, enjoy a nice pregnancy. Male wrestler of the year is kind of difficult. I was kind of leaning towards Gunther, but he been in and out the lineup a lot this year between him being injured and him being back home overseas. Because for some reason he can't get his visa in order anytime he goes home. And I get what MG mentioned as well too. Is like, being a heel, but that Mania loss still sting low key, like for his character, whatever. I get why he lost and the purpose, whatever. It low key kind of stung that and with his momentum. Yeah, like I said, I was kind of leaning towards Gunther, but now I don't know.
Quiz, you could say him losing to Sami Zayn. It was momentum.
The Sami Zayn loss was a little bit more substantial, in my opinion. Granted, compared towards Jay Uso, even when Jay won the Royal Rumble. Like Sammy been a workhorse. He been chomping at the bit for against Gunther for weeks, if not months, to try to get over that proverbial hump of Gunther and trying to get that dub. And ultimately, when he got there, it was a lot more justifying, and he got there. It was more substantial to me and made sense more than him losing, not just the how he lost to Jey Uso, but just him losing to Jey Uso, period. It was more substantial with Sami Zayn, if that makes sense.
Makes sense.
But again, with Male Wrestler of the Year in consideration, it's like, it ain't Cena. It's not, I can't say it's Cody either. I know you guys went a lot with NXT prospects. I don't watch NXT, so there's not really someone I could defer to go be like, yeah, this star from NXT is Male Wrestler of the Year or my Male Wrestler of the Year for real. Because I don't got nothing to back up off of that. You know what? I could just leave my Male Wrestler of the Year just as vacant, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, Male Wrestler of the Year. It's vacant, bro. It wasn't a lot going on. It's not too much their fault.
Damn.
Again, it's vacant, bro. But not a whole lot of it's their fault, so to speak. Again, so I can take the ball and run with it. But this company really invested all their stock this year building this Cena retirement tour. That's really what it was. Everybody else just fell by the wayside, honestly, and it's like fell for the pickings. Now, had Seth not gotten hurt, Seth would have been my pick. Had Seth not got hurt, Seth would have been really been my superstar of the year, personally. That would have been my pick. Had he not gotten hurt. But what I can say and do is I'll add my honorable mention for match of the year, like I mentioned earlier. My honorable mention was the 6-way TLC match, the 16 TLC match at SummerSlam.
That was a fun match.
That was my runner. That's my runner up because, like, bro, what was all DIY, Axiom, and I forgot the other cat's name. Street Profits, the Wyatt Six, Andrade, and
Ray Phoenix.
Ray Phoenix, yeah. Motor City Machine Guns. Like, it was a lot that was going on in that match. And sometimes got a little too accustomed, but them dudes was going at it. And I know it was like kind of critical while I was first watching the match, but then I watched it back and I'm just like, yo, these guys was going at it. Some great moves, great spots, great times, man. So yeah, I'll let them have that as like an honorable mention. That was a phenomenal match. But yeah, Male Wrestler of the Year, vacant. Female Wrestler of the Year, Naomi. Shout out to vacant, bro.
Oh my god. Who you have, MG?
I'll go with Toni Storm as my women's wrestler of the year.
Wow. And I'm not saying that because I love the woman, but I'm actually kind of surprised.
No, and I think one of the things is we forget because it happened so earlier in the year, the Hollywood ending matches this year.
Yeah, at Revolution.
Yeah, you're right.
Great match.
Great matches with Mercedes. She had the match with Statlander. Didn't she wrestle Athena as well, if I'm not mistaken?
She did.
Yep.
Yeah. So probably the best promo out of the women, consistently pretty much putting on highlight matches. Got to give it to Toni Storm.
Chin up, tits out, and watch for the shoe. Throw all that at my way. Good pick.
The whore door and the slut you can't rebut.
For the men's side of things, a little bit more complicated. There's options have not been the greatest this year.
I got
Come on, bro. Make it.
I'm gonna. Ooh.
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna throw y'all off with my pick, but go ahead.
Ooh, kill him.
Ooh.
You know, I could go with Javon. I could go with Obafemi.
MG going through it.
There's not a lot of great options here. But you know what? Since Mark didn't do it, I'll do it. I'm gonna go with Takeshita.
Really? I mean, I
He won
didn't.
the
Okay.
he won the IWGP title this year, brother. I got to give
Oh
props.
yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Shout
Go
out to
with
the man.
Takeshita, the new human bout machine, man.
All right, okay, all right. And as um, for me, woman of the year, I'm gonna have to go with Io Sky. Just she's consistently, I've pound for pound the best female wrestler in the world. Had the match of the year. Had one of the matches of the year with um Bianca and Rhea. Also had another good triple threat match with her, Naomi, and Bianca. The plan failed between Naomi and EO, but it was still a great match. And um, and also too, none of the you really say none of the women. I would give it to Tony Storm. Um, but she last year, yeah, she carried that division. She kind of took a little bit of a step back this year, a little bit, for me, in my opinion. But and I thought about giving it to Mercedes, for runner up because she did win every fucking championship in the
She had
world,
a dominant
apparently.
year.
Yeah,
Can't
yeah.
argue
But
that.
as far as like from a consistent pound for pound match basis, gotta give it to EO. And for my male wrestler of the year, y'all gonna be shocked by this.
Jay Uso.
No,
Oh,
I was hesitant because
He gonna say
do
Cena.
not like I do not like this guy, but
Osprey.
Adam Page,
Adam Page. Yeah, I'd do it.
Adam Page.
You're a good man, Jay.
He went through the redemption storyline this year, and he was the one. And AEW had their version of finish the story when Osprey ended the reign of terror of the Death Riders. So I would have given it to Seth, but he got hurt. Um, Punk had a good year, but he kind of took a little bit of a step back this year. Um,
Punk wasn't even that active for real this year either.
exactly too. But I gotta give it to Adam Page in my opinion.
Is that not
Okay.
crazy? Before we continue, I just want to throw this out there real quick. That's kind of crazy when you think about it, bro. Because like everyone that we mentioned outside of you kind of had their breakout year this year for the most part. Javon
Yeah.
Evans, Kyle Fletcher, Takeshita, like somewhat with Konosuke, but yeah, for the most part, pretty breakout. Adam Page had his years ago, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Who can you say was the feud of the year? Last year it was unanimous with CM Punk and Drew. What was it this year for y'all?
Lord have mercy. Feud. A feud. Feud.
There were a couple feuds this year.
I guess you know what? I'm gonna go with the Death Riders versus AEW. I guess.
They did almost kill the company.
Yeah, but like even the payoff, like that's the kind of payoff you want for a story that big, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about all I got here, man. I don't know if y'all got a better option. Please let me know because I don't know, man. That sums it up, bro.
Yeah, pretty much. What about you, Quez? Do you have a? Oh, go ahead, Arl.
Was that this year? The Tony Storm, Mariah May.
I would
Kind
more,
of, not really.
yeah,
Okay.
I would more say 2024.
Okay.
Yeah, you
All
see what
right.
I'm saying?
Vacant.
Vacant.
Let's go.
Racking up them awards tonight, ain't it?
What about you, Quez?
Uh, I have a couple options. I'll say either, and this view gets overlooked slash kind of forgot since it happened all the way back early in the year. But Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens,
Good pick.
they had a great feud. So you know what? That might be my main feud. I'll say yeah, Cody and Kevin with honorable mention because it kind of got wonky towards the end and a little bit overran, but Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, they had a good feud too.
Okay.
And also branched out MG's song of the summer, Hello.
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 What you got, MG?
We live a beautiful life. Hello.
MG, the feuds were so bad he just left. You know? I mean, I don't know, dude.
I
He
don't
went to
blame
go
him.
he
There
went to
was
go listen to that song.
I don't
hello.
blame him. For me, my feud of the year. I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised none of y'all brought up Naomi and Jay Cargill, and if you want to include Bianca, um, gave
Well,
us.
because it had no conclusion for me.
Yeah,
That's why I
that's.
didn't pick it.
Mm.
I thought about that. I'm like,
And let's not
And
forget when SmackDown
and
turned into a Tyler Perry movie for a second with that Naomi confessed to Bianca.
It was good.
I found it kind of cheesy.
Like I said, it turned into a Tyler Perry movie.
Speaking of Tyler Perry, James, why'd I get married three?
Hey,
Coming in 2026.
That's eight. That's eight.
yeah, apparently Janet's not in it though. But that's kind of bogus.
They
That's
didn't
nine.
they didn't confirm that she wasn't in it.
That 10.
They never really confirmed that she wasn't in it. But
11.
but making sense, like there was nothing really left for her character as in any way. It might have a cameo appearance or something. But
I hope. I
but
hope.
look on the bright side. The best part of the movie's still there. Jill's still there.
12.
Oh my god. Let's not open up that can of worms again. Let's
She won, James. Deal with it.
no, no, I mean I let I've messed up. I messed up. But um my feud of the year, um as far as consistency goes, as it was like an every week thing. I know someone was tired of it by March. Um I went with CM Punk and Seth Rollins. That was the main feud for Raw until Seth got hurt. Um, they did have a really good match on the Raw on Netflix. And then Seth gave us one of the one of the more memorable moments of the year with the cash in. Yeah, so I picked Seth Rollins and CM Punk for me.
Mm.
Um, and I think the last award. Um, Best pay per view of the year. What was your favorite pay per view of the year?
Ooh, boy. There's two in my head right now, bro. There's only two. What? No, there's three. Jesus Christ. Can I give everybody an award? Can I
No, you
give
can't. No, you can't.
well,
No, you
damn,
can't.
yeah.
'Cause a lot of shows was trash this year.
Okay, but there's three shows that I feel like they have to be in your discussion. If not, I don't trust you at all. Okay. But if I had to give one pay-per-view, like the overall award, I gotta do my runner-up first though. My runner-up show for 2025 is AEW All In. My winner though is Elimination Chamber 2025. Okay, that is my pay per view of the year. So much drama, so many things happening. Obviously, to
Mhm.
see the heel turn, just perfection. Perfection.
Kevin and
man.
Sammy.
Kevin and Sammy. Just that was a great show, man. that was a great show.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The other one, runner up, was the Evolution pay per
Yes,
view.
sir.
Yep.
Mm.
But you got the heel turn, you got the two great elimination chamber matches, plus the Jade Cargill Naomi stuff. Yeah, cleared away. Can't beat
Quez.
it.
Hmm. Let me see. There was a lot. There was a lot of trash though, man.
It was.
There was a lot of garbage that went on, bro, this year, man. Shoot.
You're not wrong.
I will say, okay, I got a runner up and I have a winner, which either one of these two could swap out being number one and a runner up, but the strongest possible runner up was wait. Damn. Because I don't want to number. Wait, hold on. Let me look at this card again. Let me look at this card again.
Trash to me.
Let me, man. Hold on. Let me look at that card again. Hold on, because
This man
I just want to make sure this wasn't no.
I
I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure this wasn't no doggone fluke, bro. Hold on. You said WrestlePalooza. Man, that event was awful.
You know.
Okay. I think I got it. Shockers. My runner-up, WrestleMania Night 1.
Really? Really?
Yes.
Excuse me. Maybe we ain't tag team partners.
Hey, Mania Night 1. Not.
Hold on. What even happened on? Wait a minute now.
That was Charlotte and Tiffany, Jay and Gunther, the triple threat match with Seth, Roman, and Punk.
Okay. All right.
Now I could have said night 2 because night two was pretty decent too. You know, my client beat Joe Henry. Dom won that fatal 4-way, which honestly was one of Dom's best performances.
That was a fun match.
Yeah, like I said, it was one of Dom's best performances, and of course that EO triple threat. The problem was that Drew match was dry. Logan beat AJ. Hell no.
And
that main event killed it. Like no,
awful.
Main event was awful. Mania Night 1. Granted, the Uso and Gunther match didn't have the most piece of ending, but it's still a decent match. And then with everything else that happened on the card, Jade and Naomi, the New Day versus the War Raiders was a decent short match. Seth and CM Punk, El Grande and Ray Phoenix was a good match. Jacob and LA Knight was a good match, and the right person won. And Tiffany beat Charlotte. And salute to Tiffany. She carried that match because Charlotte was sandbagging her the whole way.
She was.
I'm going to say, I'll remember. But my number one pay-per-view of the year was Evolution.
Very good pick.
Very good pick.
Evolution was my that Becky triple threat match with Lyra and what was it, Bailey?
Triple B, yep.
Yeah, that was Becky's return, right? She took Bailey's spot and they won the tag team title.
No. He's talking about the triple threat match between Bailey, Becky, and Lyra.
Yeah.
Wait, what are y'all talking
Becky
about?
Becky returned at Mania.
Yeah, but it was her and Lyra. Wait, what are you talking about? Oh
It
wait,
was
I'm
the
still thinking about WrestleMania. You talking about Evolution? That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Evolution.
Okay, yeah, that match was sick. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. And that Fatal 4-Way women's tag was a monster. What was it? Judgment Day, Kabuki Warriors, Best Fiends.
Yo,
I call them Best Fiends. Charlotte and Alexa. And who's
I
that
was about to say,
tag team?
I was about to say that's their name.
Luca, Zaria.
Who's that NXT tag team? The one girl sound like a Street Fighter character or Mortal Kombat character. What's her name?
Zarya and
Zarya and Sol Ruka.
Soul
What's
Ruka
their
and
tag team
Azari.
name?
uh, what
I was about to say, if that's
oh my god.
I'm
What?
about to say, if that's really their names, that is crazy.
I can't. I don't know what that baby said. What they tag team name is. You know what? I'm just leaving it alone.
I
Best
just know it's not
Fiends.
Zaruka.
Yeah, Zaruka,
It's
Zoruka,
not.
whatever it's talking about.
But yeah, Stephanie Vaquer. I remember. I don't remember we watched it whatever like that, and then just the reaction. Stephanie Vaquer finally winning the big one. She won that elimination battle royal because her and Lash Legend they was killing in that match. Jade and Naomi they fought. Tiffany and Trish Stratus had a really good match. Trish helped put Tiffany over clean as a sheet.
Mm-hmm.
And Naomi. Yep. This was Naomi's moment. This is Naomi's moment, bruh. I've been so hyped since she won that Mania back in 2017. Was that the Mania that was back in Orlando?
Yep, it was.
Yep. Naomi beat Io and Ripley. She cashed that money in the bank, bruh. So yeah, Evolution, believe it or not, was my pay-per-view of the year, man. Or PLE, excuse me. We gotta be proper. PLE. Salute to the ladies.
Yeah. As for me, runners up. I thought SummerSlam Night 2 was a good show. That's when I think the TLC match was on that show. Cena and Cody was on that show. Evolution was a great show. Definitely the one of the best shows of the year. Io and Rhea was amazing. Shout out to Trish and Tiffany. That was a really good match. That's how it's done, Charlotte. Also, give a little bit of an MVP and give a little bit of an MVP to Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss did something nobody thought was possible, and that's get Charlotte over because the crowd hated Charlotte at the beginning of the year, but Alexa Bliss got her over, and the crowd out likes her for right now. Best pay-per-view of the year, I gotta go with Elimination Chamber. Like I said, the Women's Elimination Chamber was brilliant. Jade Cargill literally dang near deleting Naomi while
Yeah.
Bianca was dang near crying her eyes out. Sammy and Kevin beat the shit out of each other. Plus, that was when Randy came back. The men's elimination chamber was fantastic, particularly when it got down to that final four with Cena, Punk, and Seth. I think Drew or Damian was in there. That was fantastic. And of course, the biggest heel turn in the past 25 years with Cena. So, overall, that was the best show. That was the best show. And it's a damn shame that was the only good show. That's crazy to me. But, all right, so this ought to be an interesting one. Most underutilized.
Excuse me.
The most underutilized. The one that never reaches full potential in 2025.
Oh wow!
Like
I got
everybody.
lists.
Just look at everybody. Ooh. Uh, you know what? I don't know how good the man is for real. One of my runner-ups on this list has to be Okada. That's my runner-up because everybody
Yeah.
says he's so great. I would like to see it. Um, Number one on this list of underutilized talent. Ooh boy, who like? ah, Uh, uh,
That is wow. Wow. I see it too. I see it too. I see
I saw it. I chose to ignore it. I saw it. I chose just to not speak on it. Um,
I mean, is he not wrong?
I mean,
Is he not
underutilized,
wrong?
underutilized talent. I guess Ray Phoenix. I guess. I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Okay.
It's so many people. Oh,
Who you got, Arlo?
wait, hold on. There's somebody I forgot, bro. Somebody I
Okay.
forgot. I'm so sorry because we're doing men and women, right? Or no, I don't. I don't.
Um. Well, I mean, all the women was not good this year. So, but yeah, but if you want to, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say number one undisputed underutilized talent there on the women's side is Julia, and yeah, that's it. Okay, I'm done.
Arlo.
Uh, um, so, is it LA Knight? Randy Orton?
The fact that at this point in Randy's career he's been underutilized is crazy.
You don't do nothing. Jacob Fatu still in the mid card for some reason. But I have to, yeah. I mean, it'd probably be Randy Orton, but all three. I could buy like five more people, but
What about you, Quez?
One of the people I'll say for sure is Sami Zayn.
Mm.
Really?
Yeah. Outside the early stuff, like you said, he had with Kevin Owens and that quick program with Gunther from last year going to this year. Wasn't so much that Sami Zayn has been involved with for real this year. And it ain't like he was hurt. It was just like he had his matches here and there, and little quick feuds or whatever, but nothing up substantial where it got into anything where we were talking like, excuse me, anything like mid card titles up until the end where they finally gave him the US title. And that only lasted for so long before he put over Ilya on his return. But
Yep.
it's always so much to where Sami Zayn is like, y'all can always do more with him, but y'all just don't. And for some reason, the fact that he's still not a world champion is crazy to me. For the popularity that he has and the talent that he has, and he still has not held a world title, has had been in a world championship, world title feud, to my earliest recollection, since his feud with Roman 2 years ago, back at the Elimination Chamber in Montreal. I feel like Sammy,
Oh,
in that
good
regards,
times.
yeah,
Good
I feel like in
times.
that regard, Sammy is underutilized. And I'll even throw in why am I forgetting the terminology? I'll even throw in a runner up, Finn Balor.
Yeah.
No,
Underutilized?
no. I can't say underutilized to an extent for what he's able to do because that stuff going on with the Judgment Day is starting to run its course. And granted, they got to live backstage and see to build with that, but you
Starting.
don't like. I'll just say this honestly, like what Judgment Day is running going through with it now, you don't even need Finn Balor anymore to keep it a being. But there is somebody else that is super underutilized that's still there that y'all don't even touch and use. Shinsuke Nakamura.
Well, I think he's washed personally.
Why is he still
know,
there?
bro. I don't know if
Why is he
he's
still here? Yeah, he was supposed to be released. He's still there. He's back. But you ain't really see much from him since earlier this year. And every like a spot, he pop up on SmackDown and you don't see him again. Like, what's
I
going
think
on with
he's.
Shinsuke?
I think he's kind of. I think he's kind of like in that R-Truth position, where he's a good backstage guy, mentor to the young guys. But yeah, yeah, Shinsuke. Oh my, you don't want to talk about someone who fell off? Jesus.
It's like anytime Shinsuke disappeared for a long time, and then you bring him back with a character change like they recently did earlier this year. Like they changed his character to something else. And he's back on TV for 3 weeks. And he drops the title and he's gone again. And he's not injured.
No. No,
Like,
he's
what are
just
we doing?
he's just doing martial. He's just teaching martial arts classes and just surfing and just enjoying his paychecks. It, yeah, it's unfortunate with the Shinsuke thing. For me, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. To me, it's LA Knight. I don't know what this man did. I don't know what he said. But clearly,
Y'all need to give up hope on that man. I don't know
no,
why y'all still consider him being underutilized,
it's
underappreciated talent. To quote
it's
John
not.
Cena, you ain't got the club in the bag, son.
No, it's not that. It's not that. But it's clearly look. The crowd is not giving up on him. Like the crowd still chant his name. Like they still love LA Knight. But the crowd sees. They see it that okay, they're intentionally burying this man. Like they are intentionally screwing this man over. No one has got deleted on screen more than LA Knight this year, and
He held the
it's
U.S.
not
title.
like.
He held the U.S. title for a bit this year.
Oh, jeez, but you can't be in that main event, bro. He was literally involved with the Vision. He was involved with the Vision. Then they, for no reason, took him out of the War Games match and replaced him with Roman Reigns, only for him the next night on Raw to be written off by Bronson Reed and the Vision. Like something is going on backstage. But
You're telling me you would not take LA Knight off to add Roman Reigns to prove it draw to the main event. You're telling me you would not do that.
Don't if you're not gonna have LA Knight in that situation, don't heavily feature him in that spot if you're not gonna use him.
Well, we didn't know when Roman was coming back. Apparently, he
Man,
got
get
done
out
with
of
his.
here, man.
Apparently, they got done filming his parts for the movie. He's like, "Hey, bet I'll come back."
Nah, get out of here, man. There's clearly something going on backstage, and I forgot who pointed. I think it was shout out to Hardy. I think he pointed it out that ever since he pointed at the sign of a fan saying, I think it was something like put LA Knight on, but put the belt on LA Knight or something like that. He did something. He was taken off TV. One night on Raw, he was cutting a promo, and they literally cut the commercial in the middle of his promo. like they don't fuck with LA Knight backstage. I don't know what it is. MG, what do you think the beef is with LA Knight?
Because he sucks.
I think. I mean, there's a few things. He does botch a lot in big matches. By all accounts, I mean, his personality, I can understand why it would rub people the wrong way. What you see on the screen is who he actually is, personality-wise, by all accounts. But I also think, okay, he is in as prominent of a spot as you can be, basically, without winning the belt. What plans do you change by putting the belt on him, though? Because around that point in time, you had the Seth thing. Then you were going with Seth and Punk. Right, and then you obviously was all going to lead to either Seth and Roman at Mania or Seth and Braun at Mania. where in there do you factor in LA Knight's championship run in the midst of all of these other storylines that are more important?
Hey, Mary.
So yeah, pack LA Night up, bro. Talk about underutilized.
It doesn't make sense to
Bro,
me.
StreamYard is fucking trash, bro. Triple H is booking StreamYard. Clearly.
Oh man.
But no, where would you fit LA Knight in? Where would you fit his championship run in?
I mean, it don't have to be. It don't have to be like a lengthy done.
I'm saying
But like, just give
period
the
though,
man.
because the plan coming out of Mania was division. So
Yeah, but I think what happened was I don't think they expected LA to still be over with the crowd. I
yeah,
don't think they
but
expected
again, do you take the belt off of Seth during the Vision run and sidetrack from getting to Seth and Roman or Seth and Braun for the sake of giving LA Knight a title run?
A mediocre one at that.
It ain't even about it being mediocre because the dude's over. Like, you can't deny that part. But do you do that to mess with storylines that are far more important? Now, albeit the Vision storyline wasn't being booked well, and that's a whole separate issue. But that don't mean you divert from getting to Seth and Roman or Seth and Braun for LA Knight.
bro. There was literally an episode of Monday Night Raw where Triple H randomly dropped the belt to Chris Jericho, and Jericho had nothing to do with Triple H. Like, it could be done, bro.
Yeah, but what was Triple H involved in storyline wise at that point in time?
He was involved with The Rock and that whole situation. Jericho was in the mid card.
And then Jericho went and did what with the belt?
He lost it that same night, I think.
So what's the point of doing a single night, drop the belt and win it back just to say LA Knight has a championship reign on his record?
They did it before, they did Ray.
Yeah, and we all make fun of it because it was terrible. We all shit on Cena that night for that. Or did you forget?
Oh, well, I can never forget that night.
So, like, I get it, the dude is over. Yes, you can't deny that. But where does he fit in terms of the grand scheme of things?
Honestly, you can say that about a lot of people.
Yeah.
Honestly. And also, and I just want to one people that fell off this year after having a pretty good year last year, Damian Priest fell off hard this year.
Well, he's been injured a lot.
Well, yeah, and he's been feuding. He's been stuck with Aleister Black. You know,
but
look, stop this Puerto Rican Undertaker shit.
We always criticize Triple H for not having a plan after they get from point A to point B, like we did with Cena's title reign or Cody's title reign. Why do that to LA Knight? Why do that to Drew McIntyre? Because I tell you right now, if Drew take the belt off of Cody, who the fuck he gonna feud with?
Yeah.
Besides Jacob Fatu, which at that point we don't want to see Drew beat Jacob Fatu. So
Yeah, because
it
right
all
now
sounds
that main
fine,
event
well, and
scene.
dandy the moment, but not
Yeah,
cool with the
it,
aftermath of it all.
yeah. No argument here. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Before I wrap this up, what do you guys want to see and hopefully want to see improve next year?
Everything.
I agree.
Yeah, top to
For a
bottom.
company that was like 95% unwatchable this year, everything needs to get better.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a question, and you guys can answer for this since we're saying like 2025 has been one of the worst years in pro wrestling.
I would say, yeah, probably since what 20 like 16,
2019.
17. Yeah, that 17 to
Yeah,
19 time frame was pretty
Oh, that
rough.
was horrible.
Yeah.
The
terrible.
only difference is we didn't have two companies that were doing pretty bad back then. It was just
Yeah.
WWE. But this year, AEW has struggled as well with weekly shows. Pay-per-views, you know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get some great wrestling matches. You're gonna get an 8-hour show with 13 matches. The matches are gonna be good, but it's gonna be an 8-hour show, right?
But mm,
But their weekly shows are god awful. And WWE has the same problem, except AEW is more consistent pay-per-view wise.
I was going to incorporate Axe too because it's been 30 years since 2000. Not, well, I was going to say it's 2025. It's been 30 years since 1995 and how abysmal that year was for at then time WWF back then. Was it worse than the 95 year or it wasn't that bad?
95 was bad.
Yeah,
95 was bad, bro. It was terrible.
yeah. I think the thing that
That's
makes this that makes this like worse on like on paper, 95 was worse, but like when you put context behind it, WWE has the talent and the production and the money and the fan base and the reach with the internet now versus where it was in 95. They have everything in their ability to put on way better and way more consistent shows, and they don't because they're out of touch and they don't listen to the fans, right? The most you'll get is Triple H saying, you enjoy it? Yeah, it's part of the show. You want to cross? You want to cross? You wanted Brock. You got Brock, right? Like they they ignore what. And I hate to bring this guy up, but I'm sorry, James, but your coach is kind of a very good indicator of this line of thinking, where everybody in
what you mean.
WWE, including the wrestlers, think they know what is entertaining the fans, even when the fans are telling them, "No, this is not entertaining." And
Yeah,
Seth
he
has
does have
made
a
some
good.
comments over the years where it makes it sound like he knows what's best and what's entertaining people. And when people are shouting at the company, like, we want this, it don't got to be perfect, but it can't be what it currently is. And they act like they don't hear you. It's the same thing the NBA is doing when the fans are telling them, yo, these games are unwatchable, right? And what do? We'll change the All-Star game, right? Like, it's even though we're telling them what the issue is, right? Like, oh, there's too many threes being taken. You know what? We're going to encourage people to shoot more threes, right? Like, we're telling you what it is, and you're doubling down on what the problem is. We're telling you not to do that, right? Like, it's like you see, like NXT. Okay, the women got popular, and you know what? The women are a heavy feature on the show. Wow, actually listening to the fans. That's crazy. Now, the women's division down there ain't perfect. They had a clunkers of matches. They had a clunkers of promo segments. But you know what? People wanted more women, and they gave it to us. Right? It's not really that difficult. Tony Khan, same thing. Like, yo, bro, we don't want 8-hour pay-per-views. He gave us like a 4-hour pay-per-view, and we were like, you know what? This is pretty good. Right? It's kind of simple. You don't have to do exactly what the fans say, but listen to the fans.
Yeah, coach does have a tendency to want to be combative with the fans. I can't argue with that.
It's not even the right kind of combative. If it was just a matter of opinion, like my opinion versus your opinion, that's different, right? Because conversation can be had, middle ground can be had, but like when people are telling you like, no, this product is unwatchable, and you're telling me like the product is great, and everything is showing that it's not, including the amount of people watching it. Sometimes you can't argue the facts.
Well, I mean, if you look at it from his position, he's gonna think it's great. Like, bro, like I'm getting paid this amount of money, doing less work. Like, what do you mean it's not? And yeah,
Yeah, but the company does that as a whole. Like that's kind of like that was just a reference though. Like Triple H doing it with the whole press conferences thing or the R-Truth situation. Like I don't know, part of the show. Like, bro, we're not dumb. Like, come on. And honestly, it could have all been smoothed over if Triple H was just like, you know what, y'all, we fucked up. We went and got R-Truth back because y'all asked for him back, and y'all let us know we fucked up. My
yeah.
bad. Sometimes just saying my bad, I fucked up is the right way to go, which WWE refuses to do. They refuse to do it. The only time they
Because you
did it was
can't
with like Daniel Bryan.
can't admit that you're wrong though.
Yeah, but it's not even about being wrong. It's just like, you know what, man, y'all, I see the reaction. I see the reaction y'all have. We gonna bring them back. My bad. Like it's pretty simple.
Yeah, it's a damn shame because you would think once the old regime left and we got this new regime, you would think that we would be past having conversations like this. We're in the exact same spot that we was in literally 7, 8 years ago, which is crazy. Like, like I think you said this. We're back to a point now where we're back to like NXT is the only good show this company's giving us right now. We thought we was past that.
Yeah. And to be honest, they need youth in that writing room. They need youth in the merchandise department. They need youth across the board. They need youth. Get CFO dollar signs the fuck out of here. Get Def Rebel the
Yo,
fuck out of here.
they have youth back there, and the youth back there is used to Chat GPT.
Right? Like, bro, but when you look at who is in the writers' room, bro, I don't think there's anybody in that writers' room that's under like 45 at this point. Right? There's a lack of diversity in the writing room. There's a lack of youth. Right? So like now you got a bunch of 45 and 50-year-old dudes and 60-year-old dudes trying to tell me what's cool. And when the fans tell them no, this is cool, they double down on the other side. Right? Like take a lesson from the other pieces of entertainment business. You cater to the youth when you're trying to cater to a mass audience like this. It don't got to be kiddie. It can still be edgy, but where these wrestlers don't even talk like people. They talk like I don't even know what to call it. I swear to God, if I was walking down the street and I seen two people arguing like some of these wrestling promos be, I don't think these niggas was making a skit for YouTube. Right? Like let's just be real, bro. Like they don't talk like people. They don't carry them. That's why certain people come off like CM Punk's promos. CM Punk getting his bag. That's why it comes off as so impressive. Because when he get in that bag of really cutting a promo for real, he don't necessarily sound like a wrestler promo. He just sound like he just talking. Right? Brian Breaker, same thing. Like you kind of see these last couple weeks. he don't necessarily sound like a wrestler per se, right? Um, there's just little things like I don't think
MJF
they really.
from AEW
Yes,
side.
yes. There's like a certain like I don't. It's weird to say like there's like a certain fluidity with the like in cadence that people use when like they're cutting a wrestling promo. It's like very noticeable, right? They kind of almost talk like a politician with the pauses in between and the long drawn out words, the words that people don't even use in everyday life. That was one of Cody's problems. Like niggas trying to be Stephen A. Smith. Like, bro, some of these words you using, my brother, you don't use these words. You know, like, has anybody in WWE been in a Call of Duty chat, in a Call of Duty lobby chat, and just heard how people talk when
Oh,
they mad?
I'm pretty sure they have. The
Have
like
they just
gamers back
watched
there.
the? Have they just watched the videos that pop up of people fighting on YouTube and hear how people talk? Right, like when people really are trying to like sell it, like tell the other person they really mad at them or getting into arguments. Like none of these wrestlers sound like that for real. Like, what are we? And it's not just WWE; it's AEW too. Like,
Also, especially in AEW.
yeah, it's both. It's both. WWE just has a couple people who don't necessarily like I mentioned a couple earlier. Jacob Fatu's like another one. Every now and then, Drew McIntyre can kind of get in that bag a little bit, but it's sometimes. But like, it's. I think Osprey's a good promo in AEW to add to like MJF as well. But like some of these wrestlers, the way they cut promos, bro, it's literally like I, it's like you're listening to a AI generated person.
Well, what did Quiz just say?
And honestly,
The
AI
Chat
might
GPT.
sound better at this point.
I mean, wasn't that a thing that we heard earlier this year that Chat GPT was writing these shows?
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the people cutting the actual promos, brother.
Oh well, yeah.
I don't care what's written there. Yeah, it, uh, the writers can go write, "Hey, go fuck yourself" on a piece of paper, and one wrestler come out and deliver it. You know what? I think all these people here want to hear me tell you go fuck yourself. Or you can just cut the promo like CM Punk would cut it and be like, you know what, jackass, go fuck yourself. Like, there's a difference in the way it sounds when it's said. You know what I mean? Like, I, it's one of those things that kind of gives wrestling that kind of uncool kind of stereotype that they gotta break out of all of wrestling.
Yeah, which again, like which again, if like it in like mid 2022, like 2024, it felt like it was headed in that direction, and then I don't know what happened. It's really weird. Like it's really weird. So like, if you look at how WWE was in 2022 to 2024 to now, it looks like two completely different companies. It really does not
But
make any sense to
again,
me.
it's like I said, how they hedged their bets on the Cena story for this year and everything else crapped out. 2022 to 2024, that was the continuance of the Bloodline story. And they put everything behind that.
That is true. That is true. That's another thing that did hurt with this company. There was no engaging story. I mean, I think the vision was supposed to be that, but we all know what happened. That has bottomed out. Um, as far as 2026 goes, all I just want, because this was a big problem for me.
The vision was
Like
not
over,
entertaining to begin with,
they were
mostly
not.
because of the leader. Let's just cut to the chase.
Mm, people was intrigued like the first couple weeks. Then it just
Brother, when
quickly
that
died
man was
off.
off of TV with the fake injury, Braun and Bronson by themselves were that group, right? That version of the group was far more entertaining week to week. They was just coming out wreaking havoc. That was far better than any time when Seth was there. Not even close. They was taking out Roman. They was taking out everybody. Like, bro, what?
Stole his shoes.
Yep, bro. All of the good moments of that group basically were coming when Seth was not there. Outside of the moment where Braun turned on Seth, like all the good moments came when Seth was not there, or he was off doing his own separate thing with Punk and Becky and AJ. But his involvement in the actual group itself really, it was not good when he was there.
Yeah, Seth's not meant. I mean, he's not meant to have a faction.
No.
He's not meant to have
So
a faction.
rumor has it that Randy Orton's coming back with a faction. So, well, we'll see.
But
Wait,
then
what?
they want to build Seth. But they want to build Seth having a faction because he was a Shield's architect and whatnot. So want to
Yeah.
try to keep that running. You know, with J. Remember with J&J Security?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You had the Vision. What was what Seth had before? Like after that, what was another faction Seth had?
Oh, they never gave it a faction, but you talking about when he was Monday Night Messiah?
Oh yeah, with Buddy Murphy and that other
Buddy
dude.
Murphy. Buddy Murphy, Austin Theory,
Yeah,
AOP was in it. Yeah.
yeah. You know, since architect,
But
just give him all these groups.
They just refuse to be
yeah.
entertaining. Like I'm
And
over it.
that's really all I'm at for is to be entertaining. Because I was like people's been asking me, oh, like Jane, why have you been doing content on this channel? Because there's really nothing to talk about. Like it's literally been the same. It's literally been the same episode of Raw, SmackDown for the past year. Nothing happens on these shows. Like it's bad right now. And hopefully in 2026 with the influx of NXT talent coming in, Obafemi's about to come in, Sabrina's about to come in, Jordan Grace going to be coming in soon. Hopefully, this can start, building up the next generation because AJ about to go, Brock about to go, Orton is not too far behind. We need to start building these young guys, and
Ray.
hopefully, back. Ray's about to go. It's rumored that Jericho is going to get a retirement tour when he comes back. Like we got to start building this next generation, and then make the crowd get invested in them. Like I would be all for if Obafemi comes in. If Obafemi comes in and he is the champion within 6 months to a year, I think that'll be a hell of a start right there. But hopefully 2026 will be a better year than 2025 was. But we're going to go ahead and get on out of here, y'all. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed the podcast tonight discussing the year 2025, which was abysmal. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. What was your favorite moment, favorite match, woman of the year, wrestler of the year, moment of the year, whatsoever? Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. Hit that like, subscribe button. Don't be afraid to share this video as well. We'll see you guys later. Have a happy new year. Enjoy the rest of your week. Quez and G, anything y'all want to say before we go out of here?
Yeah, I ain't really got nothing to say about Hunter Hearst Mosley.
Oh Lord. And keep in mind, folks, MG was the last person because I was off the Triple H train months ago. Triple H was the last person to hold on to hope.
Well, we got the running joke, bro. Anybody that I actually like as a wrestler, Triple H is gonna, fuck them over. So, enough is enough.
What was your breaking point, MG? What finally did it for you?
My breaking point?
Yes, with Triple H, because you was trying to defend Triple H for the longest.
Probably. I mean, honestly, the breaking point is probably the moment they decided to have, Drew interfere in that Cody and Obafemi match. That was it.
That was it.
Yeah, I was already on edge. And if
Uh,
that moment didn't happen, Braun Breaker losing on Monday to CM Punk, it would definitely would. So
oh man, you have way more grace than me. Again, me when he
well, I've been
fumbled.
the biggest Triple H booking supporter since like 2012 when he was running NXT from the very beginning. So for me to
Uh,
turn on him means something.
uh, what did it for me is when as how he fumbled the heel turn, how he fumbled Cena's heel turn. That did it for me. What really, what really started with and he pretty much fumbled the bloodline storyline. He fumbled that conclusion because you can really say the bloodline as we all knew and loved. It ended on the Raw on Netflix when he beat
Yeah,
Solo. To me, that's when it ended. So he fumbled that. But yeah, him fumbling the heel turn that because again, you got a gold mine in your lap and you fuck it up. Like that was over for Triple H for me. Hey, but hopefully next year, hopefully he gets better. I doubt it. Um, get ready for Saudi Mania and Saudi Rumble next year, and next year's gonna be rough, man. But but hopefully it's not. Hopefully he proves us wrong. But hit the like, subscribe button. Let us know your guys' thoughts. We'll see you guys later. Have a great new year, and we are out. Peace.